State Lakers at 13-9. Alongside Morgan Spriggs, I'm Farrell Hudson. And Morgan, a picture-perfect afternoon for baseball. Another one of those midweek matchups, a good opportunity for Ithaca to prepare for what's going to be a very, very tough upcoming weekend.
Exactly right, Farrell. Ithaca is looking for their 20th win on the year. They're coming off 2 straight wins. And what I'm looking for the Bombers today, my biggest key for the game is run prevention. Jay Sharma has struggled a little bit to start the season, and he's facing an Oswego Laker team that scored a combined 31 runs in a doubleheader on the 9th of April against St. John Fisher. But they won a low-scoring game against SUNY Brockport on the 14th. So this Oswego team, even though they're only 13-9, they have a lot of different ways to win, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to do today.
Yeah, and in order to limit Oswego's offense, the Bombers are going to turn to senior southpaw Sean Kelly, who's yielded a very, very solid 1.93 ERA, and he'll go up against this Oswego order, leading off Trey McGowan, batting .413, leading the Lakers in stolen bases. Batting second at third base will be Blake Van Driesen. Jelani Hamer, the center fielder, will bat third. Doing the cleanup, Tyshawn Featherstone in right field. Middle of the order, C.J. McCarthy, designated hitting. At shortstop, number 12, Danny Winchester, the freshman. And then the bottom of the order, Jacob Levine, the first baseman, Joe McLaughlin in left field, and Greg Carullo rounding out doing the catching. So the Bombers and the Lakers getting set. Sean Kelly taking the mound. He's had a lot of good appearances this year, and he's done pretty well. The strikeouts don't tell most of the story. He's had 12 in 18-plus innings, but kept the earned runs very, very minimal. 4 earned runs, and the best part about it, he's limited runners on base. Only 3 walks on the season. He's been outstanding.
Yeah, Sean Kelly is definitely a control pitcher. He is going to have to trust his defense today, and I'm really excited to see how he's going to perform, whether he's going to attack and go with the punch-outs at the plate. He's only walked 3 batters all year long, so let's hope that that control stays this ball game.
So here's Trey McGowan digging in to lead off the day. Kelly getting set.
An absolutely gorgeous day, Farrell, for baseball.
And the first pitch on the way, right down Broadway for strike 1.
Trey McGowan, one of the stars offensively on this Oswego team.
And he grounds one right back to the mound there, so a nice start for Kelly, and he'll retire him for the first out.
It's really hard to retire McGowan, especially only on 2 pitches, a .413 average coming into this game, but a really great start, and we got Van Driesen coming up next.
So, as you mentioned, Morgan, here is Blake Van Driesen. Having himself a pretty solid season. .293 batting average, 3 homers, 11 RBIs. He'll dig in against Kelly. Kelly, kick and deliver. A little low for ball 1.
Yeah, Van Driesen, just one of those solid contributors for the Lakers, coming in 7 points under 300 in his batting average. He's a really consistent overall offensive threat.
Kelly will line that one foul out of play.
Behind
the count
us.
goes level 1-1.
Yeah, Van Driesen is tied for second on Oswego in home runs with 3. See if he can get that power stroke today.
Next pitch on the way, a little bit low and away for ball 2.
It's really important for Ithaca to avoid giving up walks.
The 2-1 on the way. That one just a hair off the plate, and the count will run to 3-1.
Again.
Bombers had a very successful weekend. 13-5 victories successive against Bard. Also played very well against Vassars. That one's a little bit outside for ball 4, but this is exactly the kind of game that you want. A good SUNYAC opponent, 4-2 in conference play are the Lakers, 13-9 overall on the season, and going in against a tough home-at-home with the University of Rochester, who have been the Bombers' arguably toughest competition in the Liberty League. This is just a very, very important game, especially to get a feel for probably what your starting lineup's going to look like if you're head coach Dave Valicente. Remember, today they have 4 catchers that could rotate into this lineup, and today they're going with Tyler Puglisi. He started last Tuesday's game against Hamilton as well. Fared well in that 12-11 victory. As first pitch right down Broadway there for strike 1.
Well, going back to the last batter, Sean Kelly, only his 4th walk on the season. That's really rare for him. Let's see how it bodes for the rest of the inning.
Taking the delivery, that one grounded right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. So Hamer with a single, batting .395 on the year, and just like that, the Lakers have 2 runners on with 1 out.
Yeah, not a good start for Sean Kelly, 2 men on with only 1 out.
And you could look at the positives for sure, Morgan. You know, only a walk and a ground ball single up the middle, so it's just about limiting the damage right now. And middle infield playing in double play depth, so a good opportunity to get a ground ball here and get right out of the inning with minimal pitches.
Exactly. Again, Kelly is a ground ball pitcher. See if he can get a one hit right to the right place to get a twin killing.
Kelly delivers up high, ball 1.
Again, as I mentioned earlier, Kelly has to stay ahead in the count because then he has to battle, and he may throw pitches more in the zone than he'd like to because he's forced to throw strikes and not have to walk a batter just like he did to Van Driesen. And then he could get into trouble and give up hard contact.
Featherstone batting .333 on the year, takes one a little high for ball 2. Right fielder for the Lakers, 75 plate appearances on the season, 25 hits, a formidable year for him, 4 homers and 21 RBIs, along with a .970 OPS. So one of the toughest hitters. Understandable why he's batting cleanup in this lineup, and ahead 2-0 in the count as pump fake move there, and I'll just fake the throw is Kelly. So
yeah, try to fake the throw back to second to make sure that Blake Van Driesen stayed on the bag there.
2-0 on the way. That one barely just misses the outside corner, so the count goes to 3-0. So a little bit of early trouble here in control for Sean Kelly, who, as you aforementioned, Morgan, has not had that issue really come about all season, but this Lakers lineup is selective, a lot of great on-base percentages, and they're showing it right here. Runner goes, pitch a strike, throw to third is high. So not the double steal, but the steal of third there by McGowan, and the Lakers are set up first and third with 1 out.
Yeah, Tyler Pugliese had the throw a little wide to the left of the bag where Rodriguez was covering.
3-1 on the way, and that ball misses. So the second walk of this inning for Kelly, and the bases are loaded with 1 out for the Lakers, and a dangerous hitter coming up in the designated hitters, C.J. McCarthy.
This has been a pretty poor start, all things considered, for Sean Kelly. He's allowed the last 3 hitters to reach.
Graduate student McCarthy having his best year yet so far. 1 homer, 11 RBIs, .343 batting average, and 24 hits through his first 70 at-bats this season. No strike pitch on the way. That one fouled off to the left side.
Sean Kelly can't rely on his strikeouts here because he doesn't strike out many batters. But he's walked 2 batters, so the control aspect that we've been hoping that Sean Kelly will come into this game with has not been shown in this ball game, Farrell.
0-1 on the way from Kelly. This one a little bit low, 1-1.
I'm really intrigued to see what he does here on this 1-1 pitch. He got ahead in the count with that foul ball behind the plate. Needs to start throwing strikes in order to get out of this jam.
Kelly's 1-1. This one lined into right field, just over the leaping try there of Curtis. Rounding third will be Van Driesen, and he will score as well. So a 2-run single there for C.J. McCarthy, and the Lakers jump out to a 2-0 lead.
And Driesen and Hammer score from third and second base. The 4th straight batter to reach for Oswego, and not a good start for one of the best pitchers on this ball club, Sean Kelly.
Especially considering you look at last Tuesday's game, the Bombers had to use 8 pitchers to get that victory. That was the 12-11 win over Hamilton College, in which saw a bunch of different lead swings. Hamilton started out with a 2-0 lead. Then the Bombers rallied back to have an 8-2 lead, and then came back to be a 12-11 victory as that check swing there is called a strike, 0-1. But the Bombers, that's the last thing they want to do. You go face a very, very tough University of Rochester team this weekend who's at the top, near the top of the Liberty League West with the Bombers. You have to save your best pitchers. 0-1 on the way. This one, a little bit of a hesitate. Just outside the check again, no swing.
First and second for the Lakers. Not a good start for Kelly, but he can get out of this by just only allowing 2 runs if he can make the right pitches and find the zone, but he hasn't been able to do that. He's already walked 2 batters. The contact hasn't been especially strong, but when you have men on base already.
The 1-1 there, a strike to Danny Winchester, who's had 16 at-bats this year, the freshman from New City, New York, a .313 batting average, a pretty solid on-base percentage too, .353, and Lakers are hoping he'll be one of those impact shortstops for years to come. Never hurts to have depth in the middle infield as he grounds that one back up through the aforementioned middle infield, and that'll play another run for the Lakers. It's 3-0 on the single by Winchester.
Make it 5 straight batters.
So, as you mentioned, there are 5 straight batters reach base, Morgan. And now it'll be Jacob Levine, senior infielder, who's having himself a little bit of a down year. Worst year in batting average at .214 right now, but still a homer, 15 RBIs, and solid slugging percentage. And right now, if you're the Bombers, you got to try and just do anything to get out of this inning. Limited at 3 is right now you can see head coach Dave Valicente sending some of his arms to the bullpen, and it looks like freshman Keaton Blackwood is getting warmed up as Kelly's delivery, and there's a strike over the outer third of the plate, 0-1.
Well, good thing about Jacob Levine being at bat is that he is tied for the lead on Oswego in double plays grounded into.
Good point there as he grounds that one to third base. Bit of a tough hop, and it skips by Rodriguez. Scoring easily there will be Featherstone. It's another base hit and winding up at second base, so it'll be an error there on Rodriguez, or a single, or however you look at it. Nonetheless, a double for Levine. 4-0 Lakers, and they still have runners on second and third with 1 out.
It all starts with the command and the walks.
They do say walks come back to kill you, Morgan, and that could hold true, especially now. This is such a deep Oswego lineup, a .333 batting average for the next contestant at the plate, the junior outfielder Joe McLaughlin. So a high pitch count, almost batted around are the Oswego Lakers, and now the infield has to come in. I mean, you have to limit it at 4-0. This game cannot get out of hand and become a blowout early.
Precisely right, Farrell.
Kelly's no strike delivery. This one a little bit inside, ball 1.
Again, he's getting behind in the count, and if Kelly has to, that's why he's giving up all this hard contact now.
An uncharacteristic start for Kelly. 4 earned runs given up on the season, but this isn't going to help his cause more. 2 more runs will score on a base hit by McLaughlin. It is 6-0 Lakers.
Absolutely disastrous is the only 2 words that I can think of right now, Farrell. I don't want to harp on him and too much, but this is really a far from ideal start for Ithaca.
And head coach Dave Valicente coming out to the mound. I'm sure he's relaying that same message that you just said there, Morgan. You know, it's a good test to see where the Bombers are at. You're getting towards the home stretch of the season. You're getting ready for Liberty League playoffs. The Bombers have exceeded expectations, gotten to the NCAA Super Regionals the past 2 years. You certainly need a lot of pitching depth, and pitching's the game. I mean, you don't have that, you're not going to go very far, and especially with the multitude of tough opponents the Bombers will see on the horizon in the next couple weeks, you cannot afford to have one of your best pitchers out. As now Dave Valicente takes the ball from Kelly, and he will call to Keaton Blackwood. So a third of an inning and 6 earned runs given up by the senior southpaw. We'll be right back here on Bomber Sports. Welcome back here to Freeman Field and an unexpected top half of the first inning alongside Morgan Spriggs. I'm Farrell Hudson, and after just a 1/3 of an inning, senior southpaw Sean Kelly is pulled from the game, and they'll go all the way down to the underclassman. The freshman Keaton Blackwood comes in, who's pitched to an inflated ERA this year in only 3.1 innings, Morgan.
Yeah, Keaton Blackwood, he has a really tough task in front of him by just holding this deficit only at 6-0.
And the runner goes, pitched A strike throw is wide into center field, and taking advantage of that will be Levine, and he'll scoot into third easily.
This is Puglise's second throw that was off. Earlier in the inning, he tried to get a runner out at third. The throw was wide of the bag, and it fell ground, and then he misfires on a throw to second that goes into center field.
Excuse me, I stand corrected on that one. It was a ball, so 1-0 from Blackwood. Going up against the bottom of the order right now. Face Greg Carullo, who chops that one to third. A run will score easily. The throw across to first there will be in time from Rodriguez, 2 away, but 7-0 Oswego.
It's not ideal for a run to score, but I think the Bombers would easily trade it for an out. Just get out at the top of the first inning and have your bats get to work and start on this comeback.
So 4 hits by the Lakers, but that doesn't tell the real story. 2 costly errors. The one that rolled under the glove of Nate Rodriguez, pitch a strike from Blackwood there, 0-1. And then the throw into center field, the errant throw, where right now with that ground ball, you'd be looking at a twin-killing double play to get out of the inning, if anything, should he not be a still threat. As the second pitch there from Blackwood is a strike. He's got a 0-2 now. Top of the order, Trey McGowan up for his second at-bat of the inning. Grounded right back to Kelly. That was the only out of the inning, as that pitch just a hair off the plate, 1-2. Blackwood sets and delivers. High curveball, and it clips McGowan, so a hit by pitch dealt there by Blackwood. So here's Blake Van Driesen. He walked in his first at-bat, second at-bat of the inning, so 11 batters have come to the plate for the Lakers this inning in over 35 pitches. 2 errors and 4 runs for the Lakers. An awful start for the Bombers. That pitch is grounded sharply to shortstop. Brody's got it. He'll go the short way, and the side is finally retired. 1 runner stranded, 7 runs on 4 hits. We'll go to the bottom of the first. 7-0 Lakers. Back for the bottom of the first inning here on Bomber Sports, and Bombers with a rough top half of the first inning, and they'll look to get things back in order against Jay Sharma and the Oswego Lakers in the bottom of the first inning. And leading off for the Bombers will be Ethan McDonough, the right fielder, Louis Fabo in left field batting second. Batting third is Matt Curtis, a lot of power for a second baseman. Camden Laney, the freshman, batting cleanup at first base. Nicholas Kutaya, designated hitting, the junior. Colin Feeney in center field, batting sixth. Tyler Puglisi behind the plate, batting seventh. Riley Brody at shortstop today, and rounding out the order will be Nate Rodriguez manning the hot corner. And they'll go up against the senior pitcher from St. James, New York, Jay Sharma Morgan, who's had a bit of a rough going here so far in the season for the Lakers.
Yeah, Jay Sharma, an ERA at 6.75 in 9.1 innings. So he hasn't had a ton of work this season. I think this is a really big spot for him to come into the game already with a 7-run cushion. So I think he can relax. I think that's really good for his team. But the thing is about this Oswego team, Farrell, is that they're known, especially recently, to play in some close games. In a doubleheader against SUNY Brockport on the 13th, they won an 11-10 game and they lost 7-9. And then in a doubleheader against St. John Fisher on the 9th, they won game 1 of that 20-14. So they give up some runs, Farrell. This is far from over.
Yeah.
If Ithaca can get some runs on the board, it would go a long way down.
Yeah,
for this team.
absolutely, Morgan. I mean, that's why you play 9 innings. Only a half inning of baseball is the first pitch from Sharma High, but there's 3 positives on the side of the Lakers you could look to for Sharma right now. One being that, A, he's due for a good start, B, being that you can be relaxed when you're pitching with a 7-run lead, and C, that most of the runs that have come off of him this year have been on self-inflicted wounds. Opposing batters only have a 194 batting average against Sharma this year, and we can see why there's some of those self-inflicted wounds, as already Sharma's behind 2-0 on Ethan McDonough as that one clips the top of the zone there for the first strike. Ethan McDonough batting .405 on the season, 2 homers and 4 RBIs, and an outstanding .667 slugging percentage. And we'll look to see if he can do damage here as he'll chop that one down the third baseline, foul, roll into the Bomber bullpen, out of play.
Yeah, Ethan McDonough, he has decent patience, 9 walks on the year. This entire Bomber team is really great with plate discipline. And if they can get some runners on base, they could do some damage against Sharma.
4-pitch at-bat going right now, so good start. And that's the name of the game, you know. Although you won't see Oswego again, Bombers already saw them once this year in South Carolina, but although they're not your in-conference opponent, you still want to work their pitching staff. You know, you have to practice good habits before the playoffs start. As example of that right there, another foul ball off the bat of McDonough. Count remains 2-2. McDonough, the senior outfielder from Southington, Connecticut, having himself, as we mentioned, a very good season. 17 hits, scored 17 runs, as he'll stay alive there on the slow loopy curveball and chop it foul behind the plate. Count will remain 2-2.
Decent at bat for McDonough. This is a huge. It's odd to say that the first at bat of any team is a huge one, but just to set the tone.
That one clips Ethan McDonough. So a hit by pitch early. We saw one in the top half of the first inning, and now one in the bottom of the first inning. And Luis Fabo will now come to the dish for the Bombers, looking to do some damage. And Fabo has done that this season. 3 homers, 28 RBIs, and a .529 slugging percentage. On-base percentage nearing 1,000. So Fabo is known to be one of those heavy hitters in the Bombers lineup.
Jay Sharma, his first hit by pitch of the year.
Sharma deals a lot of walks, but as you said, their first hit by pitches. That one strays high, ball 1. Fabo, arguably one of the best Bombers of recent memory in his career, having a worst year in batting average right now, and catch-22 is he's still batting .324 more.
Exactly. Like, his worst year is the best for so many other players, and he's in a 2-0 advantage right now at the plate.
Sharma in a little bit of early trouble. Down 2-0 in the count. We'll throw it off, speed pitch there outside, ball 3.
I mentioned before the bottom of the first inning started that this Oswego team can get into a lot of back and forth games with a lot of offense, and let's hope the 2 runners can get on here, and you bet.
And a bit of a tug-of-war season for Oswego, as that one is outside there to Fabo, so a hit by pitch and a walk, and just like that, the Bombers have first and second, nobody out in the bottom of the first inning, with Matt Curtis due up at the dish. But yeah, that's exactly it, Morgan. I mean, right now, you're facing a guy who hasn't had his greatest season in Sharma, and a great opportunity to knock in runs right now, and that opportunity now comes in Matt Curtis, batting .340 on the year. Homer, 31 RBIs, .495 slugging percentage. Looking to put a charge into one here. No strike pitch on the way. That one low and in by the feet of Curtis, ball 1.
Matt Curtis, the most RBI on this Ithaca squad this season, and he has a prime chance with McDonough at second and Fabo at first.
Next pitch on the way. That one right down the heart of the plate, strike 1. Sharma sets, checks second, delivers wide lead there at second by McDonough as a swing and a miss by Curtis. Count runs to 1 and 2.
That was a big hack from Curtis, really looking to do damage with extra bases.
Van Driesen playing medium depth at third base. Levine back. Middle infielders playing back for the double play as, again, one of those long hang time like curveballs misses 2 and 2.
I think this is a big sequence of pitches for Sharma. He really needs to get a batter out here, but it's going to be tough to do it against Matt Curtis.
2-2 on the way to Curtis. Swing and a miss, and a good slider down in the dirt. 1 away on the first strikeout of the day for Sharma.
First strikeout for any pitcher so far. 19 strikeout of the season for Curtis. That's not been his strongest suit.
So here's Camden Laney, the freshman Decatur, Georgia native, who's had a good showing so far. Homer, 9 RBIs, a .419 batting average, and only 10 games started this year for the Bombers. First pitch on the way, swing and a hack, right back to the backstop, 0-1. And a good start for Laney, all things considered. He's played in a lot of these Tuesday afternoon games, Morgan, and that's what head coach Dave Valicente does. Places a few guys out of position. Even last week we saw Laney, who's typically not in that first base role, but swap with Ryan Lobsher, who was playing third base last week. He's usually the starting first baseman. So a little bit of mixing and matching with these midweek games by head coach Dave Valicente. We saw it a few weeks ago. They had an early week game against St. John Fisher on a Monday. Last week, Hamilton, and one more next week, too. So a really good evaluation in the middle of the week is a swing and the miss there on the 0-2 curveball. Second strikeout of the victim of the day for Sharma, 2 away.
Yeah, the Bombers really trying not to waste first and second nobody out, but they struck out swinging with Curtis and Laney, the last 2 batters.
So here's the designated hitter, Kutaya, who's had minimal opportunity this season but made the most of it. 375 batting average along with 900-plus OPS. No strike pitch on the way, a little bit high, ball 1. So, seems as if Sharma's found a little bit of a rhythm. Had a bit of the jitters, hit by pitch, and then a base on balls, but then 2 strikeouts to follow. So, getting a good rhythm, and he's averaged almost a strikeout an inning. He had 8 strikeouts over 9.1 innings pitched this year as delivers another strike there. Count goes to 1-1. 1-1 on the way. This one dribbled. Second base high hop there for McGowan. He handles it. Throws to first high, but holding the bag there will be Levine just in enough time to get Kutaya. So no hits, 2 runners left on base. We've played through 1 inning of play, 7-0 Oswego. We'll be right back here on Bomber Sports. Back here for the top half of the second inning, and Keaton Blackwood going into his first full inning of work, and head coach Dave Valicente, Morgan, is going to have to rely on him to eat a lot of innings today. You're going into a 3-game weekend set with Rochester, and then after that you have to play a make-up rained-out game all the way up in Potsdam against Clarkson on Sunday afternoon. So a lot of pitchers are going to be eaten, and you want to save your big dogs. You want to save Colin Lehner. You want to save Jack Picozzi and obviously Jack Collier for these weekend series. As a bunt try there gets down, but it's foul there off the bat of Blake Van Driesen, Jelani Hamer to lead off the top half of the second inning.
Yeah, Blackwood did a decent job in the top half of the first after Kelly was pulled, only allowed a run on a ground out. So he did a pretty decent job, all things considered, and hopefully he can keep it up.
So Hamer, center fielder for this Oswego squad, digs in and faces the 0-1 from Blackwood, a little bit high. Ball 1. Hamer at .395 on the year, 30 hits already, 3 homers, 22 RBIs.
Hamer, one of the best offensive threats for Oswego, in a lineup full of them.
Hamer cut and a miss there at the big fastball by Blackwood, 1-2. Blackwood looking to get a few more innings of his own, too, as that one's punched into shallow left center field. It'll dunk in for a base hit over the try of Brody there. So a no-out single there for Hamer, and Oswego's got their 8th base runner of the game, only 1+ inning in.
These two teams last faced each other at the campus of Oswego on March the 16th of this year, and Oswego won 14-8, and they jumped out to an early 3-0 lead, and this one's a much larger lead of 7-0. So that's what Oswego's done to this Bomber team. They've gotten out to leads, and they've gotten off to leads fast.
Featherstone takes a ball low, 1-0 from Blackwood. Blackwood delivers, runner goes, pitch inside, throw to second base is high by Puglisi, and that's the third high throw we've seen from the Bombers catcher, and another base runner in scoring position early for the Lakers.
He has not had his throws on target all game long. Let's see if he can rein in the accuracy to a better
Featherstone
spot.
has played in 22 games this year, started in 21. 8 extra base hits, 21 RBIs on the season. Another great opportunity for him with runners in scoring position. Blackwood kicks and delivers the 2-0 outside, and the count will run to 3-0. And you can see Puglisi telling him, "Hey, slow down. We just need strikes right now, and we need outs." That's the most important objective at this point. And not to undermine winning, but that might just be the biggest priority today, Morgan. I mean, it's a non-Liberty League game. It's out of conference. The world doesn't end if you lose today. You just need innings eaten from your starting pitching, or just pitching in general, excuse me, as strikes dealt there by Blackwood, 3-1.
And this is a series against Oswego
That one fouled off behind us, 3-2.
that it's been dominated by the Bombers, 32-9 in the all-time meeting since 1936, but Oswego was dominated today.
Payoff pitch on the way from Blackwood. This one chopped. Looks like it was in the box. It hit Featherstone, so count will remain 3-2. We'll do the payoff again. Featherstone, a junior infielder from Port Jervis, New York. 6'4", 225, and saw a couple innings even on the mound last year, the junior infielder, and that's the beauty of both squads. We saw the rosters coming into this one, and a lot of two-way players, a lot of good opportunities for guys to be utilized here at the Division III level. As payoff from Blackwood. Big cut and a miss there. First strikeout victim of the day for the Bombers. Southpaw, one away.
That's a huge, huge strikeout for Blackwood. Just getting out, get some confidence in him, and now only with one down, I think he can feel a little more comfortable on the mound there, Farrell.
Yeah, they always say getting the first out is the toughest, Morgan, and does that right there, and now he'll go up against C.J. McCarthy. Runner goes, pitch a strike, throw to third base is not in time, so the Lakers are off to the races against Puglisi and the Bombers today.
Well,
another stolen base, the fourth of the game.
Well, Puglisi, the throw was accurate, but it was just a little late. So I would say that's an improvement, but you can't get the runner out.
Blackwood, big delivery there. This one chopped off the glove of Puglisi and back to the screen, 1-1. McCarthy walked in his first at-bat and yields a very high on-base percentage so far, 472, which all things considered, considering he, counting out the season in which he only played one game, that was the COVID-shortened year in 2021, he's got his highest on-base percentage of all time in a Laker uniform, 472, and he's also a threat on base too, 4 stolen bases on the season.
And Oswego's run rampant so far.
2-1 on the way from Blackwood, and that one clips him inside, so another hit by pitch, the third hit batsman from both sides combined in this one so far. Just like that, ducks on the corners for the Lakers. We'll bring up the all-dangerous Danny Winchester as a freshman. As we alluded to in the top half of the first inning, solid on-base percentage, a .313 batting average, and only 16 games played this season for the Lakers.
It just seems like every top of the inning, first and the second, it's just gone so long for Oswego. It really tires out
Fake bunt there,
the
and
arms.
stealing second easily there will be McCarthy, so the Lakers are in business to drop 2 more home with runners on second and the third and 1 out and a 1-0 count for Blackwood.
The Lakers know that Puglisi is not going to throw them out because he hasn't done that so far, so they can steal as much as they want.
And also right there in a first and third situation too, you figure that the Bombers are not going to risk throwing down to second with the opportunity with the ever so fast Jelani Hamer on third base. It just doesn't make sense. As strike delivered there by Blackwood, he'll deal the 1-1 run now. In the dirt, good block by Puglisi. That saved a run easily.
Oh, definitely. That was a really nice play by Puglisi. With Hamer lurking at third, threatening to try to steal home and make it an 8-0 game. But a nice play.
Infield plays in, 7-0 Oswego. Top half of the second inning, 1 out. Delivery from Blackwood just misses the bottom half of the zone. Blackwood and the Bombers certainly wanted that, 3-1.
That was a really borderline pitch, but Blackwood can't get the call there.
could see even a little bit of a stare in from Blackwood towards the home plate umpire as to say, where about, as this one won't be anywhere close to the strike zone. Misses, ball 4. So just like that, second straight inning with the bases juiced for the Lakers, and it'll bring up Jacob Levine to the plate, who had an RBI error/double, reached second base on a hardly hit ground ball past Nate Rodriguez in the top half of the first inning, and he's up again, looking to drive home a few more.
It was a hard hit grounder to third, like spiked into the ground almost, but Rodriguez couldn't pick it.
Blackwood's delivering, this one fouled right back, 0-1.
Blackwood needs a double play ball here. He's got forced plays at every base with the bases loaded for the second straight inning for Oswego. They've been all over this pitching
You could say
stuff.
that again, Morgan, for sure. As delivery from Blackwood up high, 1-1. Blackwood's 1-1 delivery. Levine, big cut, fouls it back, 1-2.
I feel like a lot of these batted balls, Farrell, have either been in the infield or in the shallow outfield. I don't believe any of the outfielders have gotten any play.
Yeah, and the amazing part is it's 7-0 Lakers, but they only have 5 hits on the day and haven't even shot one into the gap yet. No extra base hits, no home runs. I mean, it has been pretty much, like you said, Morgan, indicative of the errors on the Bombers' side and 2 hit batsmen and 1 walk on the Bombers' side. So just a very, very rough start, and certainly not the one that they envisioned, especially going into a weekend where you're facing likely who you're going to see in the Liberty League playoffs in the Liberty League West. So you need to get out of this one unscathed today, as Blackwood's 1-2 delivery, a little bit out of the zone, and Blackwood's struggling to get easy outs, has counts running a lot to 2-2, 3-2 right now, and as you said, he just needs his best friend right now, a ground ball double play to get out of the inning. We'll look to see if he can do it here.
Now, Farrell, I'm going to propose something.
That one just misses the corner, and the Bomber dugout questioning the home plate umpire as if to say, where was that? And they're having a little
upset about
bit
that
of a
call.
conversation right now. It's a big cut and a miss there. 2 away.
Big strikeout for Blackwood. My proposal, Farrell, is that do you think the Bombers looking ahead to some of the tougher Liberty League opponents on their schedule coming up, and they kind of looked past this game because it was against Oswego State. They had a worse record than the Bombers. It was a non-conference game. Do you think they're possibly looking ahead here?
They might be, but nonetheless, you're wanting to see certainly not what you've gotten today, as Blackwood misses way out of the zone there, and Puglisi tells him again, hey, relax, as a third Bomber is warming up right now in the bullpen.
You got to give your relief pitchers
and it looks like it's the freshman Danny Drotos.
Yeah, you got to give Drotos some more time to warm up. You can't allow any runs here if you're Blackwood.
Rather, it's the junior pitcher Dan Allard getting warmed up, as
All right, Allard,
he might need to come into the game. The next batter already a 2-0 count here, now 2-1 on Joe McLaughlin. The positive for Blackwood, 2 strikeouts in this inning, so despite all the other stuff that's happened, prime chance to get out of it right here. Big swing and a miss there. 2-2.
Oh, this is a big pitch for Blackwood. Get out, even though he's allowed a lot of traffic. Having no runners score would be huge. It's been far from a perfect inning.
Blackwood's
it's been pretty sloppy.
2-2 delivery. This one hit to deep center field. Going back on it, he's got it, Colin Feeney, settling under it with the sun. He'll put it away, side retired. So no runs on 1 hit and 3 men left. We've played an inning and a half, 7-0 Lakers here on Bomber Sports. Welcome back to Freeman Field, getting you set for the bottom half of the second inning. For the Bombers, it'll be 6, 7, 8 in the order. Colin Feeney, Tyler Puglisi, and Riley Brody going up against Jay Sharma, going into his second inning of work, who settled down very nicely. 2 strikeouts following the hit-by-pitch and the walk-in. He'll go up against the bottom of the order now for the Bombers, still maintaining a 7-0 lead for the Lakers.
Well, good job by Blackwood to use the strikeout. He had more than 1 strikeout in the top of the second inning, and then got a fly ball to center. Good job for him. Sorry, Farrell, to use his power pitches and his fastball to get out of the inning and allow no runs.
Yeah, absolutely. Blackwood trusting his stuff well there as 1-0 delivery from Sharma, and that will clip Feeney. So 4th hit batsman of the game, second on both sides, and the Bombers have a base runner with no one out.
Have we had hit by pitches or what? 4th of the game? Sharma had none coming into this game, and now he already has 2.
Last week I was calling a game here too, and we're already halfway to that margin through 7 innings last week. There were 8 hit batsmen. Oh, and not to mention the 16 walks that came along with that in the Bombers' 12-11 victory over Hamilton. So
wow. I'm sure there was a lot of bruises to be iced.
Certainly not foreign to the Bombers as Sharma misses up high there, ball 1 to Puglisi.
Get another opportunity. Second straight inning, the Bombers have had the leadoff runner on. They couldn't score anything in the bottom half of the first. See if it's different in the bottom of the second.
Sharma delivers this one, grounded right to Winchester at short. He'll feed second one onto first. It's a twin killing for the Lakers, exactly what they needed. 2 away.
I think a little broadcaster jinx there. Saying, oh, maybe they can catch him with the leadoff runner, but no, double play. And that's the difference has been the defense. Oswego right on target with the double play, so smooth going from second to first, while the Bombers have unfortunately made some misplays in the infield so far. And I feel like that's been a difference from being possibly a 3-0 game or a 4-0 game to now a 7-0 game.
Absolutely, Morgan. Here's Riley Brody batting his worst batting average of his career, 208 on the season, 2 homers, 14 RBIs. Junior infielder out of Rome, New York, sets and awaits a 1-0. This one down in the dirt, 2-0 from Sharma. So 2 hit batsmen early for Sharma and a base on balls, but nonetheless doesn't tell a story. Has still kept the Bombers off the board, and maybe we'll work a broadcaster's jinx to our perfection here. A no-hitter going for Sharma so far through 5 outs. So strike delivered there, 2-1.
You know, whenever you say whenever you say the words no-hitter, it almost never happens. That's the myth.
2-1 delivery, a little low there, 3-1. Sharma kicks and delivers the 3-1. Low and away, ball 4. And it is a live ball, so playing it quickly. Back at the plate will be Carullo. So here's Nate Rodriguez. He'll look to redeem himself after that first inning costly error that allowed another run to score in the inning to continue, which allowed Oswego to plate 2 more. But good opportunity here for redemption. Rodriguez batting 150 on the season, started in 4 games, no homers and 3 RBIs. Face Sharma. First pitch in the dirt.
Yeah, Sharma, I don't think Sharma's found his command, but his defense has backed him up. And that's really been the difference, as I mentioned before.
Brody, not a threat to steal. 5 stolen bases across 3 years, none on the season. This one down in the dirt, it'll kick to the backstop. Brody easily will scoot into second base. Second straight inning with the runner in scoring position for the Bombers.
And right after you said, I mean, that doesn't count as a steal. It counts as a passed ball there at home plate. But we got an advance for Brody right after you said that he doesn't steal much.
So an advance by Brody. He'll be at second base. Sharma, a long look in.
Now opportunity for Rodriguez.
2-0 delivery on the way. This one down in the dirt, 3-0.
Good stop there by Greg Carullo. That was in the dirt, and he kept it right in front of him after he had one go past him that allowed Brody to get in scoring position.
Yeah, it's to be a little bit understated how well Carullo's played to start this game. There have been 4 or 5 balls in the dirt. I think Sharma's trying to test out that slider curveball combination, but nonetheless very solid blocks like we saw from Puglisi in the top half of the second inning as 3-0 delivery on the way. There's a strike right down the plate, 3-1.
I think Rodriguez is taking all the way. Up 3 balls and no strikes. He has the count to his advantage. See if he can get on with 2 ducks on the pond.
Next pitch inside, so the second walk of the inning. for Sharma. Third walk of the game, and the Bombers have first and second now for the top of the order, and Ethan McDonough, who got clipped by Sharma in the bottom half of the first.
Again, another opportunity for the Bombers. They had multiple runners on base in the bottom of the first, but couldn't get anybody to score. Here's their chance for a do-over, with the score still being the same.
So 2 runners on, 2 away. Big loopy curveball right down Broadway, strike 1. Sharma has done a very good job relying on his curveball to get ahead in the count. We saw that earlier in the first inning too, and served very well for the at-bats in which he induced the strikeouts. He's got 2 on the day, misses up high there, ball 1. But Sharma certainly working off speed to his advantage. He's thrown the Bombers a little bit off with that. 1-1 delivery. This one chopped fouled by the Bomber dugout. 1-2.
McDonough, 14 runners driven in on the year. He's got 1 in scoring position.
McDonough batting .405 coming into this game and .528 on base percentages. He'll loop that into shallow right field. Coming on, and that's going to be a base hit. It'll fall in front of Featherstone. Easily scoring there will be Feeney. It's a double and a run scoring, so 7-1 Lakers. Nice job plating the run there by Ethan McDonough.
15th RBI in the season for McDonough, and the no-hitter's gone, Farrell.
So we did work that broadcaster's jinx to our perfection, Morgan, for sure.
We kid. A really good job there by McDonough, and just nice to have some positivity now for Ithaca. They've outscored Oswego in this inning.
So Fabo, the RBI leader for this Bomber squad, with another chance to knock in 2. No strike delivery on the way, a little bit high, ball 1.
That was a nice job by Fabo. It was more of like a half check. He kind of held the bat, but clearly Fabo almost wanted to go there. Nice
1-0 on the way, right down the plate with the good old heater, 1-1. So no messing around from Sharma after experimenting with a few curveballs, missing out of the zone, goes right back to what's best right there. Good old fastball, now on a 1-1 count. Be interesting to see where he keeps around the plate with Fabo, because as you've seen, the underlying numbers for Fabo are excellent with power, but swings and misses through that one, 1-2.
Oh, he was going all the way out of the yard right there. That was one of the bigger swings I've seen today. And now he's going to climb back into the batter's box.
And you know what they say, Morgan, there's no moral victories when you're down 7-1 in a game like this right now. You just need solutions, and it's a great opportunity for Fabo to plate too. And middle infield plays back, and so do the corners too. Expect a lot of hard contact from Fabo. It's what the Bombers have been getting all season, but this one fisted. Foul down the right field line, out of play. Count will remain 1-2.
Fabo definitely wants to drive one deep into this outfield. Make Sharma pay for some of his erratic play.
Sharma's 1-2 delivery just misses over the outside corner. Count runs 2-2. Fabo, the senior out of Waldwick, New Jersey, having himself another great season. 300-plus batting average in all 4 seasons as a Bomber. Next pitch on the way. This one lined right back to the screen. Count will remain 2-2.
Oh, he's getting the bat on the ball there. Just can't square it up and keep it in fair territory. Sharma's got to be careful that he doesn't deliver something very hittable down the
Sharma already
plate.
a high pitch count, and the good news for the Bombers is you can already see the Laker bullpen start to get warm down the right field line. They've done a very good job working the count of Sharma through the opening inning in 2/3 as that pitch on the way is right down the middle there, and that'll take care of the second. Nice loopy curveball there by Sharma, and the side is retired. We've played 2 innings, and it's 7-1 Lakers here on Bomber Sports. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. The top of the third inning after Ithaca just scored 1 run in the bottom of the second. 7-1 with Oswego batting, and Blackwood is still out on the mound.
Yeah, Keaton Blackwood, who had himself a pretty good second inning there. He got out of the inning unscathed with no runs, had 2 strikeouts, and this is what they want to see from the freshman left-handed pitcher. Get his ERA down. We understand he's been off to a bit of a rough start, so good opportunity for him here to eat some innings for the Bombers.
Greg Carullo shows bunt, takes a strike as we're underway in the third.
That looked like a bit of a slow changeup on the outer third of the plate. So good job by Blackwood to establish his off speed early.
Blackwood working quickly. That one's low for Carullo to even up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. A beautiful day here on the South Hill. A nice breeze, sun shining. Feels like spring. That's a drive deep into left field by Carullo. That will get down and go all the way to the wall as Fabo chases after it. And Carullo will take the turn and jog into second. He has a double to start the third inning.
And that's a nice piece of hitting there by Carullo. You can see the inside fastball and doesn't waste any time. With a 1-1 count right there, jumps on it, jolts it down the left field line. Nice piece of hitting, and the Lakers are set up for the third straight inning.
Now to the top of the order with Trey McGowan, the second baseman. Man in scoring position for McGowan as he'll climb in. Blackwood with the look at second. And that one's in the dirt. Nice block by Puglisi. 1 ball and no strikes.
And a nice block indeed. It looked like Puglisi was getting a little bit tied up. I think he expected a different pitch and kind of caught a little bit weird too. So good block nonetheless. And we've seen a good few amount of those early.
Right-handed batter McGowan gets back in and takes strike number 1. Right down the middle. Nice fastball there for Blackwood. Trey McGowan, the sophomore infielder, standing at 5'7", native of Blue Point, New York. And McGowan takes his second quick batter timeout, adjusts his stance, climbs back in, bat slung over his shoulder, and the 1-1. That's high with the heater, 2-1 from Blackwood. A leadoff double for Greg Carullo, who's perched at second.
As you said, Morgan, McGowan, so dangerous, hitting .395, 22 RBIs this season.
Bunt attempt, picked up by Blackwood. He'll throw to first, and safe at first.
And I want to discuss that for a second, Morgan. That's poor communication there by the Bombers. You know, that's a little bit of a in-betweener. If you're a pitcher and a first baseman there, like Blackwood and Laney are, it's a bit of a underclassman mistake right there. One of them should call the other off and have one of them play back or cover the other bag. Nonetheless, kind of just stare at each other for an extra second there, and just like that, first and third, nobody out for Oswego. But one of them has to take charge right there and just get it down and find a way to just get an out, because the Bombers just can't be afford to be multiple outs behind again.
Strike 1 from Blackwood as Trey McGowan on the bunt attempt reaches first base. He's a stolen base threat. He's stolen the most bases of any Laker with 12 successful steals and 15 attempts.
Yeah, that's smart by Blackwood checking up on him, especially lefty-on-lefty matchup. You have a left-handed pitcher there, guy who can steal a lot of bags, and you want to keep him honest right now because it's only still the top half of the third inning, and if you want any chance of coming back in this game, you have to limit the small mistakes, which include keeping the Lakers a few extra base paths off as he'll try another throw over there again.
Blake Van Driesen is the batter. An RBI opportunity for Blake. He already has 11 runners driven in on this season for Oswego. Blackwood will throw to first. Laney, and in a pickle, throw to home, out.
And that's a great play by the Bombers, and throwing it perfectly at the right time was Brody. He realized that he wasn't going to be able to chase back McGowan to the bag, and all of a sudden, right there, he sees Carullo sprinting for the plate, catcher a bit of slower speed, and able to throw a seed right there to Puglisi and get the lead runner. Great job by the Bombers, and now, if you're Blackwood, you feel very, very refreshed. Your defense just got you the first out right there, and now you only have a runner on first base, an opportunity for the twin killing. Overall, perfectly executed there by the Bombers.
McGowan was running. Throw went to Laney, who went to Curtis, who then threw home. As there's a fly ball popped into right field, down the line, and making the catch there is McDonough.
That's going to be a double play, Morgan.
Oh, wow.
I mean, not McDonough, but
McGowan was running on the play. That's a double play.
McGowan
Wow.
had no idea how many outs there were. There was only one out.
I was so busy looking at the fly ball, I didn't even see.
And
That's my fault.
He was taking
McGowan
off like there were
going.
2 outs.
And that wasn't much of a threat. McDonough was coming into right field, right down the line, kind of straddling the white chalk, and McGowan didn't know. That's poor base running for a guy who's stolen 12 bags on the year.
Exactly. Very uncharacteristic, Morgan. And also, especially, it's not like it was a line drive where, hey, you kind of got caught spurred in the moment off the bag and then you throw a seed to first base and get the out. I mean, he was already almost 2 bags advance on just a simple fly ball that everyone in the ballpark knew was going to be caught right there. So that was a bit of a rookie mistake made by the senior there. And if it weren't for the Lakers maybe being up 7-1, maybe you see a few repercussions on the Oswego side for that, but I doubt it because you're up 6 runs right now. Things are in a good position, but nonetheless, you don't see that happen very often from a senior in college baseball. But good opportunity and a good break there for the Bombers. And, hey, Blackwood has had 2 solid innings of work right now, doing a good job right now. And in my mind, if I'm the Bombers, I want to keep it limited until the 5th or 6th inning. I don't even want to think about anyone else. If you're going to have Blackwood, who's probably at 20 or 30 pitches right now, you want him to eat a bunch of innings. You don't have another game until Friday. You have 3 days of rest. So even if you want to see him in some relief work this weekend, then you have to just make sure that you get him around 50, 60 pitches, which could ensure, should he pitch economically, that can get him 3 more innings through. And guess what? That gets the Bombers 2/3 of the way through this game.
So Blackwood gets out of the top of the 3rd unscathed as we go to the bottom of the 3rd frame with Matt Curtis batting.
Jay Sharma in his 3rd inning of work.
That's high to Curtis, ball 1. Matt Curtis, sophomore outfielder from Malvern, Pennsylvania, and he fouls one off, nicked the bat, and went behind him, and the count is even.
Curtis doing a great job this season. He's averaged the most at-bats of any Ithaca Bomber so far, 103 on the year. Only 18 strikeouts, so under a 20% strikeout rate. He's one of the best contact guys, and hence why he's in the 3-hole for the Bombers. Very, very reliable and consistent.
Sharma throws high on his 3rd pitch of the inning, and it's 2-1 to Curtis. Second foul ball of the at-bat as Curtis will take a step back and take a quick batter timeout. 7-1 Oswego in a non-conference game, playing Ithaca at Freeman Field here on the South Hill. Matt Curtis steps back in. Sharma. Home with the 2-2. Swung on and weakly hit, foul to the left side.
And that's a perfect example of how good of a contact hitter that Curtis is right there. He gets fisted, a pitch high and inside, and is just able to dribble that foul and work the count, and that's exactly what they need. I mean, we continue to see action down in the Oswego bullpen. Sharma with an incredibly high pitch count so far through 3 innings. I'd imagine it's around 60 or 70 now. I mean, heck, he had 20 or 30 pitches alone in that bottom half of the 2nd inning.
There's a ground ball, chopped to short, Winchester over, and on target to Levine for the out.
A strong throw there by the freshman shortstop Winchester. That's a ground ball that he decides to play on the long hop there. Nonetheless, very, very strong throw to get the first out.
Number 36, Camden Laney, will now get into the batter's box with 1 down in a 6-run game.
And Laney, another one of those interchangeable freshmen that head coach Dave Valicente uses in a game much like this right now. Can play a lot of innings, and he's played pretty well defensively in the field too, and he's been very serviceable for the Bombers when they needed him.
That one's to Winchester again. He backhands, throws to Levine, but it's too far up the line. And Laney will reach.
Nonetheless, great amount of real estate covered right there again by Danny Winchester. He steps back, gets a lot of strength on that back foot, and that's a tough throw. I mean, only certain few amount of major league shortstops you see make a play like that. That just speaks to the athleticism right there of the Lakers freshman shortstop. I mean, pretty much 2 good plays in a row, and they limit the damage there because Laney doesn't have a lot of speed. They keep him stranded at first base, especially with a left-handed pitcher in Sharma.
One man on for Ithaca. Sharma with the pitch. Strike one with the fastball.
And Ithaca, strong underlying numbers this season, a .375 batting average. He's also gotten on base a pretty good deal of times, too, through 4 games. Scored 6 runs.
Sharma checks first. And the 0-1 home. Swung on and flown into right field, way out of play. That was hit well, but no chance of staying fair. And it's 2 strikes quickly on Nicholas Ithaca, the designated hitter.
And Sharma's done such a good job of keeping the Bombers base runners modest. He has a direct peer over there at first base, and he's staring them down in the middle of his windup as strikeout there.
Strike 3 called. Ithaca goes down looking. 2 down.
But what I was saying, Morgan, is Sharma's able to, while he's delivering that pitch, still look over at first base. He's very deceptive with his glances, and that's what's kept the Bombers base runners, which are a pretty fast team. I mean, Ithaca by no means has a slow team. A lot of guys who can get on base and steal, but he's done a very, very good job keeping them modest today.
Junior outfielder Colin Feeney bats, and he takes ball 1 from Jay Sharma. Linney on first on a wide throw by the shortstop Winchester. Bombers got 1 run in the bottom of the second. They're going to get another as it's quickly 2-0.
And this is the perfect time to build momentum too, Morgan. You know, you've stopped the bleeding for 2 straight innings. You've had a freshman reliever come into the game, throw pretty well. You've gotten runners on base 3 successive innings in a row, 2 innings in which there are runners in scoring position. Now's the time where you're in the middle of the order. It's a fake bunt that by Feeney there, and a ball misses outside. But you got to start manufacturing runs right now. It sounds cliche, but it really does, in fact, get late early. You've already played an hour through 3 innings so far and down 7-1, but good opportunity right here to keep this rally going. You know, build a lot of runners on base. Sharma's only going to last in this game so long as misses with a ball there, so maybe work that to perfection, Morgan, what I was just saying.
4-pitch walk for Feeney as the New Jersey native will now occupy first base. First and second for the catcher, Tyler Puglise. An RBI opportunity for Puglise. Sharma deals. Struck 1 with the fastball.
Puglise not looking too happy with that. It looked a little bit low and inside, and I always say the catchers have the best eyes, best feel for the strike zone there, but nonetheless, 0-1 count.
Laney at second, Feeney at first, both getting their leads. As that's high from Sharma, definitely a ball. Counts even up. Laney yet to even attempt to steal on the season, as that one's driven in the air into right center field. That is carry, and that will drop right in front of the center fielder, Hamer. And that'll score 1, make it 2 runs as Feeney follows Laney home, and it is a 7-3 ball game.
And that's exactly the break that the Bombers needed, Morgan. I've said that 3 straight innings they've gotten runners on base, 3 straight innings with runners in scoring position, and right there is the knock that you need. A great job by the catcher, Tyler Puglise, who's had good batting average numbers. He's been at .278 on the season for a catcher. Those are great numbers, and that batting average just went up there. And good job now building a little bit of momentum on Sharma. And you imagine Oswego's going to the pen soon. We have a brand new ball game.
Exactly, only a 4-run ball game, and I mentioned earlier Oswego's played in a lot of high-scoring games recently, as that one's a tad low for Riley Brody, who's batting with Puglise at second. A 2-run double for Tyler Puglise, and huge with 2 outs. On a beautiful day at Freeman Fields. Sharma with the 1-0. That one's driven into left field, and that will get down in front of McLaughlin, and Puglise will come all the way home from second. Throw comes into second, and Brody is pegged. A late call by the umpire, so Brody gets the RBI. It is 7-4, but he will not stay on base for very long. He is thrown out going from first to second. It's 7-4 here on Bomber Sports. we've got a brand new ball game, folks. 3 innings scored by Ithaca in the bottom of the third. 2 on a Pugliese double, and then 1 on a Brody single. He was thrown out stretching a single into a double, but nonetheless, Farrell, a really good inning for Ithaca.
Yeah, great inning indeed, especially considering the 3 RBIs came with 2 outs, so a nice little 2-out rally right there against Jay Sharma, who was tiring a little bit. Maybe we'll see a reliever come in this inning with the pitch count, but now it's up to Keaton Blackwood Jr.'s 3rd inning of work. He's going 2nd time through the order, facing Jelani Hamer right now, who's been strong on the day. This is the opportunity to get through the thick of this order, and you can really build momentum should you get him out right here. And they always say, Morgan, as that one misses a little bit outside that, you have a 65+% chance of winning when you score a run and then get a 0 on the board the next inning. Blackwood's looking to do that here.
Hard contact into left field for a base hit for Hamer on the second pitch. On the second pitch of the at-bat.
Hamer has roped 3 singles on the day, 3 for 3 already. Most impressive showing by a Laker all afternoon.
He's making some hard contact, and now Deshaun Featherstone will bat with a runner on.
Featherstone a threat as well, 333 at the dish on the season, and pretty big lead as the throw over there misses.
Jelani Hamer at first base. Blackwood will deal again over to first. Tag way late from Laney. Makes sense why Blackwood's checking at Hamer at first. He has 10 steals in 12 attempts. Mile-high pop-up, but that's going to go foul off into the
And it came back
street.
to our area where we're calling the game right back here, and maybe we'll retrieve a souvenir, Morgan. I mean, you never know what you're going to see at the ball field or stadium is get that one. It bounced and hit the sidewalk.
That throw goes wide at first base on the check on Hamer, and he will go to second.
Yeah, and a little bit of a mistake there from Blackwood and Laney. We saw that earlier in the second inning with a bit of a miss, but nonetheless, you just have to limit it here right now. It really hurt after a great 3-run inning, in the bottom half of the third to give one right back to Oswego here. You've built great momentum already, and I'm sure that's a lot of the conversation that's being relayed right now from Tyler Pugliese to Keaton Blackwood. As right now it looks like Dan Ellard continues to get hot in the Bomber bullpen.
Pugliese and Blackwood are done with their conference on the pitching mound. Here's Featherstone, 0-1. Blackwood deals. That's high. At second base is Hamer, who ripped a well-hit single in the left field and then got to second on the throwing error by Blackwood. That one is smoked into left field on a line, and Fabo dives in the left center field gap and makes a nice catch.
Yeah, it looked like Fabo was a little bit caught in between right there. That was a tailing line drive, and with the sun at this time of day here at Freeman Field, a little bit tough to anticipate, but a nice job covering real estate right there. Gets a nice angle, makes a good play, and does a good job helping out his freshman pitcher right now. As just saw a few seconds ago, head coach Dave Valicente look down the left field line as almost as if to say to Dan Hellard, hey, hurry up, we might need you in the game in a matter of just this batter alone.
C.J. McCarthy climbs in, and Blackwood with a throw at second. Hamer gets back in.
As you said, Morgan, Hamer a bit of a threat to steal right now, and already 4 or 5 stolen bases on the day for the Lakers. Certainly want to watch out for any further damage.
Left-handed batter McCarthy takes the first pitch for a ball, and he has the count to his advantage. Graduate student, standing at 6 foot, from Pawling, New York.
And he's the Louis Fabo of this Lakers squad, a consistent 320-plus batting average, and his 343 average is going to go up.
In his center field in front of Feeney, and Hamer with his speed, you know he will score. He touches home, and Oswego adds on. It's 8-4 in the top of the 4th inning.
A bit of encouragement from the Bombers dugout. Blackwood has not been roughed up for a lot of hard hits. I mean, again, right there is a bit of a looping line drive that follows into the shallow outfield right now. And You could hear the message being relayed from the Bombers dugout, hey, just one pitch away right now, and that's what Blackwood needs. Runner on first, one out.
First pitch, that one is driven into right field. McDonough will make the catch. Well, going back to McCarthy, his 12th RBI on the season on the hit into center in front of Feeney. But McDonough catches the fly out from Danny Winchester. And now Jacob Levine will bat with 2 down.
Levine reached base one time today, 1 RBI.
First pitch low in the dirt. Pugliese will throw on to second, and that one gets away. But nice job by the Bomber infield to keep the baseball from going into center field and force possibly McCarthy to maybe go to third there.
And you could see Pugliese squeeze his glove and squat in frustration there. He picked that one out of the dirt beautifully, and a good throw right there nails the runner. So
big swing and a miss from Levine.
A little bit of an unfortunate break there. A good one for the Lakers, but unfortunate on the Bombers' end. Nonetheless, pitch away from getting out of the inning.
1-1. That one gets away from Pugliese, as it was a swing, I believe, from Levine. He got the bat to go.
It looked like the home plate umpire called it himself. Yes, he did, as the Bombers' dugout starts to get up now with 2 strikes.
But McCarthy goes to third there on the pass ball that Pugliese let it go to the right of him. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Blackwood trying to make one pitch to get out of the inning. And that one goes high behind Pugliese, and McCarthy will score. And this has been emblematic of the Bombers. McCarthy got on with a single. He stole second as the throw by Pugliese was high. And then Pugliese let a ball get away from him. McCarthy went to third. And then a wild pitch from Blackwood over the head of Pugliese. McCarthy came all the way around, and it's 9-4. So all the momentum for the Bombers that they've had, it's starting
diminished.
to shrink. Yes.
And what really hurts is you look at all the self-inflicted wounds, like you just alluded to, Morgan. 2 hit batsmen, 2 walks, 3 errors here, a pass ball there, a wild pitch there, and that's what's just continuing to hurt the Bombers. I mean, they've had a good offensive day against a pretty decently respectable pitcher in Jay Sharma.
Strike 3 called on Levine, so Blackwood ends the inning with a punch out. It is 9-4 through 4.5. We will be back on Bombers Sports. Back here on Bomber Sports, Ithaca against Oswego. A beautiful day for a ball game. Sun is shining, a nice wind, and baseball is being played. A high-scoring game, combined 13 runs through 3.5 innings. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th with the Bombers down 5.
And that'll do it on the day for Jay Sharma. He went 3 innings. Pretty respectable. 4 hits, but 4 earned runs, so not the greatest start for him, but like we said with Keaton Blackwood, it's more about getting innings for the senior pitcher. He's had a bit of an inflated ERA, but now on the Lakers side, they will turn to their relief pitcher in Grant Biederman, who's appeared in 8 innings this year, 5 different relief appearances, and he's had 7 strikeouts, been pretty respectable in the earned runs category, 6, so bit of an inflated ERA for him too, but he'll look to get a good few innings in here of middle relief against this Ithaca Bomber squad.
Biederman relieves Sharma. First pitch high. 9-4 Oswego as we go to the bottom of the 4th. That one is popped into right field, and that will be caught by the charging Featherstone for the first out. So, Rodriguez flies out to right field, and it's McDonough with 1 out. Ethan McDonough, the right fielder. First pitch strike. Pumped in by Biederman. Strike 2, Biederman quickly getting ahead of Ethan McDonough. McDonough, the senior outfielder from Connecticut, takes it low from Biederman. And it's now a ball and 2 strikes. Bombers trying to pick up 5 runs. That's low again from Biederman as Carullo played it down and took it into the mitt for ball 2. And count is even.
And good plate discipline by McDonough. You know, we saw a curveball dropped in for a strike earlier in the count right there. That one just misses the zone, so good job by the leadoff hitter for the Bombers.
Into right field. Featherstone again with a play. He will range and put it in his glove for the second out. Now it is Luis Fabo, the offensive engine for the Bombers, but nobody on for him. 2 down in the Bomber 4th inning.
Offensive engine indeed, Morgan. I like the way you put that.
Thank you.
Good season for him, as we said, in the power department. High slugging percentage. Good deal of homers, leading the team in RBIs.
In the air, right field, and foul. That one also went behind us to the right of our little makeshift booth here on the campus of Ithaca College. Low from Biederman evens up the count on Fabo. The outfield is a little in as Featherstone's caught 2 fly balls in the bottom of the frame. Low again for Biederman to Carullo. 2 balls and 1 strike. The infield is shaded just a tad back. Levine, McGowan, Winchester, and Van Driesen. Into center field and down for a base hit. So the offensive engine, Luis Fabo, gets the motor going again and has a 2-out single.
That's the second time on base for the day, and Fabo's got such strength. That was kind of a Tommy topspin line driver, into left center field, and that just speaks to his strength. I mean, that was probably one of those dubbed base hits for him. Nonetheless, still so much power yielded from him, and he gets on here with 2 outs. And, hey, last inning, a 3-run rally by the Bombers in the bottom half of the 3rd. We'll see if they can build another 2-out rally in the middle of their order here.
And all those runs were scored with 2 outs as it's 1-0. Biederman throws low again. Matt Curtis, the batter, following up Luis Fabo.
And if there's any guy you want to do it, you want it to be Matt Curtis. He's seen the most pitches this year by a Bomber, most plate appearances, good disciplined hitter.
On the 1-0, it's a little outside from the arm of Grant Biederman, and a good count from Matt Curtis. 2 balls and no strikes. Biederman throws down to first, and safe is Fabo. Fabo with 5 stolen bases on 5 attempts this season. And Biederman looking in, delivers the 2-0, That one's hooked foul to left out of play. And we'll do another 2-1. We'll do a 2-1 pitch coming up.
And that one, Curtis was just a little bit early on it. I mean, that was a sharp line drive down the left field line, sailed over the Bombers' bullpen foul, but he straightens that out, waits a nanosecond longer, and that ball could be parked in the trees out there in left field beyond the fence. I mean, so much power yielded from both Fabo and Curtis in the middle of this order.
Biederman checks on Fabo at first again. He now stares in, leaning into home plate where Matt Curtis is his enemy, and the 2-1. And that one's high, 3-1.
A
So
good
Curtis with
discipline
some patience.
and a good, yeah, exactly. A good disciplined approach right there is exactly going to piggyback off of what you said, Morgan, especially with being one of those taller hitters and maybe having a strike zone to your disadvantage with tall pitcher going up against tall hitter. Nonetheless, good take there. Misses with a ball.
That is high. Ball 4 on the 3-1 pitch, and Curtis will take his base on balls. So first and second with 2 down, and with Camden Laney coming up, Ithaca hoping for another 2-out run-scoring play. 9-4, Lakers over Bombers here, bottom of the 4th on a pretty perfect April afternoon.
And this speaks to the kind of confidence head coach Dave Valicente has in his freshman Camden Laney, as first pitch there from Biederman misses for a ball, but you have so many options on the bench you could go to right now. Your starter, Ryan Lobsher, you could see him get some late innings in. You could see Lucas Orlovitz come in. Nonetheless, 0 for 2 on the day. Still trusting him as now we're going to get a mound visit.
Carullo will come to the mound. First and second with 2 down. As Laney will wait. Farrell, what have you seen from Camden Laney today?
So far from Camden Laney, I've seen a bit of okay play, decent plate discipline, but so far at first base, he's been a little bit out of rhythm. You know, when you have 2 left-handed pitchers on the mound, we were saying this in between innings, you know, it's unacceptable to allow 5 stolen bases. I mean, it's unacceptable to allow 5 stolen bases in 4 innings with right-handed pitchers who have their back turned to the first baseman and the runner on first. But when you're a lefty, you have to mix in your looks. The Bombers haven't done a good enough job of controlling that. But that also falls on the first baseman, too, to have better communication with the pitcher on the mound. And bit of a freshman mistake. We haven't seen as much of that from Laney as he watches a curveball over the outside corner there for a strike.
Camden Laney, first baseman, also plays outfield. Freshman from Decatur, Georgia. Biederman checks at Fabo at second, delivers home with the 1-1, and that's high.
And an interesting decision to go with a curveball there. You know, as we just mentioned, Laney's 0 for 2 on the day. He's already had a strikeout. You'd just figure that right now with a 9-4 advantage, pretty comfortable lead for the Lakers. They would just pretty much go with the good old number 1 with the fastball for Biederman.
Fabo was leaning, throw down to second. McGowan trying, that's Winchester trying to apply the tag.
And a bit of a second shorter, a bit of a second quicker, and Biederman likely has the runner Fabo at second base right there. That was a perfectly executed play, kind of blindsided by the shortstop. They're going to try it again.
The tag is late. Fabo gets in again.
And that was even closer than the last time. So the Lakers have really executed this middle infield pickoff attempt to perfection. I mean, just missed on that one. And had it been a millisecond before Biederman had the wherewithal to throw over, Fabo would have been dead toast that first time around. So Bombers base running have to be careful too.
That's low from Biederman, and it's 3-1. Fabo lurking at second base. He has not gotten caught stealing so far this year. And Biederman in danger of pitching his second straight walk. That one's grounded foul to the right field side on a liner, and it's 3-2. So it's a full count with 2 down and 2 on for the Bombers, trailing by 5. Left-handed batter Laney gets back in. Biederman looking at second, and the pitch is swung on, just got a piece of it and fouled it back to stay alive, and we'll do another full counter again.
And I mean just got a piece. You mean just got a piece of that, Morgan. I mean barely nicks it off his bat. He was way, way early on that one. Nonetheless, fouls it off to the screen. And the biggest indicator is when you get a foul ball right back to the screen, it tells you one thing. You straighten out that swing, and that's a line drive into center field. I've loved the plate discipline I've seen from Laney here in this at-bat, and we'll look to see if he can build on it here, draw a walk or a base hit with a full count.
Here's another payoff. Will not be made as Biederman makes a move towards second but doesn't throw as Fabo gets back in. You think Fabo is in Biederman's head right now? He's made 2 throws to second base.
And
he's made another
three
move.
attempts, essentially. Yeah, 3 moves.
3-2 pitch. That's fouled off. Got more metal on it.
And I wonder why Biederman is non-reliant on this fastball right now. I mean, he's thrown a steady diet of curveballs all at bat to Laney, and he's been throwing them well, and Laney's just been fouling off. You wonder at this point if Laney's already late on the curveball, might as well just blow a fastball by him. But nonetheless, we'll look to see now if Laney can take advantage of his extra opportunity.
That's fouled off again, this time to the left field side and out of play. As the last foul ball went back almost straight back from where the plate was.
Yeah, 3 straight curveballs, Morgan, and 5 delivered on the last 6 pitches. I mean, this is a very off-speed reliant pitcher. Interesting decision by the Oswego coaching staff to bring him in for middle relief at this time of the game.
Laney pops one up on the infield. Van Driesen will make the catch. So the Bombers strand 2. We are through 4 innings. Here on Bomber Sports, it's 9-4.
Welcome back to Freeman Field. 9-4 Lakers as we hit the top half of the 5th inning, and the Bombers will call on their 3rd pitcher of the game. It'll be the junior Dan Allard from East Lyme, Connecticut, who's only pitched in 3 innings this year, 2 appearances, and not the greatest numbers for him. 6 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned runs, and a 9 ERA. Morgan, a .375 opposing batting average against him. Interesting decision by head coach Dave Valsene to bring him in. This is likely one of those games, like I mentioned, in the top half of the 2nd inning when Keaton Blackwood is originally struggling to get some outs, that they might just be looking to eat innings at this point. You want to stay away from Lehner, Collier, or Picozzi by any and all means.
Exactly, so they go with Allard. I feel like this is a big opportunity for Dan Allard to kind of get his feet under him and shake off some of the rough earlier appearances.
And especially considering he will start with the bottom of the order. Joe McLaughlin at the dish. 2 RBI single in the 1st, flew out to center field in the 2nd. 3rd at bat of the afternoon. It'll be McLaughlin, Carullo, and McGovern here in the top of the 5th. As Allard misses with the ball in the dirt there, skips by Puglisi, 1-0. Next delivery, down and in, 2-0. Allard's 3rd appearance of the season. He's been moderately decent with the control. No walks, no hit batsman. So more than moderately decent. Struck out 3 in 3 innings. So the walk to strikeout ratio is certainly not concerning. And I think right now that's just the main priority from head coach Dave Valsene. As this one's punched out into right field. Coming on is McDonough. He'll settle under it and put it away, 1 away.
Good start for Dan Allard.
Especially considering Keaton Blackwood, when he was in the game, he didn't have a high pitch count, but he struggled at times. But that's exactly also what the Bombers need right now. No walks and a low pitch count. You want to maybe even keep Allard through the rest of the game if possible. Don't know if the Bombers consider that as first pitch inside for a ball, 1-0.
Just have a quick inning. The Bombers have not had a quick inning on the defensive side of things all game long.
Especially considering in the bottom half of the 5th inning as that one misses for a ball there. You have Colin Feeney up, who's gotten on base twice. You have Tyler Puglisi, who, while he did ground into a double play in the bottom of the 2nd inning, he did have a 2 RBI double, a shot out to center field. there in the bottom half of the third inning, part of a 3-run, 2-inning rally for the Bombers as kind of an excuse-me check swing there foul by Carullo, 2-1.
Second straight batter this inning for Howard that he's gotten to 2 balls and no strikes and then gotten a strike on the batter.
But he misses inside there, and
that's another hit by pitch,
so
Farrell.
Another hit by pitch, the third of the game, and hey, I guess that's the tiebreaker in hit batsmen right now. 3 on the Bombers side, 2 on the Lakers side. 5 hit batsmen so far through the opening 4 1/3, or less than. So
we may need to back a truck with ice packs to Freeman Field.
A runner on with 1 out. And back to the top of the order in Trey McGowan. 3 at-bats on the afternoon. Grounded to first, got hit by a pitch, and an infield single as he'll slice that one foul out of play beyond the Bombers' dugout, 0-1. McGowan, great numbers on the season, 395, 22 RBIs.
Double play is a possibility, but McGowan hasn't grounded into a twin killing so far this season.
Important stat indeed as that one's fouled off. Rodriguez playing mid-range at third base, about 30 feet to the left of the bag. Middle infield playing at double play depth, and Laney, as usual, holding on. Carullo at first base. Allard's 2-strike delivery on the way. This one fouled back to the screen. Count will remain 0-2.
Howard looking for his 4th K of the season, and he can get it right here.
Just misses in the dirt there, 1-2.
Nice block by Pugliese. He's made a couple nice plays, but also had a couple balls go away from him. It's been a mixed bag for the catcher Tyler Pugliese defensively this afternoon.
And an inconsistent mixed bag on the Bombers' defensive side as a pickoff attempt there. No harm, no foul for Oswego, but you've seen great innings, you've seen quick innings, and then you've seen innings implode, like the 7-run first for the Bombers, and then a 2-run fourth after you score 3 runs that gave the momentum right back to the Lakers. But trying to prevent any further harm here as 1-2. This one's popped up in the air to left field. Fabo racing over down the line, and he'll put it away for the second out.
Couple fly ball outs for Aller. That's been his strategy.
So the ever-so-dangerous McGovern retired, and now it's up to Blake Van Driesen, who also was hit by a pitch today and had an ever-so-rare double play where he flew out to right field. Again, Trey McGovern got caught. Probably thought it was the end of the inning with 2 outs, but there were 1 out, and he was 2 bags away. He was already running across third base.
That was an odd play, Farrell.
One of the oddest plays we've seen, as another pickoff attempt there misses by Allard. But
well, McGowan was caught going from first to second in a prior inning, and then the Bombers got an out at the plate.
Pitch inside there, 1-0.
So a decent strategy for Allard to check on McGowan at first, see if he can make the same mistake and get the third out of the frame.
Big cut there from Van Driesen, count levels. Van Driesen at .293 on the season, a .534 slugging percentage. Also has a great knack for the eye, too. 12 walks on the season, along to go with 17 hits, 3 homers, 11 RBIs. This one fouled right back our way again. So 1-2. Allard checks the runner at first, gets set to deliver the 1-2. Big loopy curveball hit in the air to right center field. Settling under it there will be McDonough, and the side is retired. So no runs on no hits and 1 man left. We've played 4.5 innings of play. It's 9-4 Lakers. Stay with us here on Bomber Sports. Back here for the bottom half of the 5th inning, Grant Biederman's second inning of work for the Lakers, and he'll go up against the Bombers' order of Nicholas Kutaya, Colin Feeney, and Tyler Puglisi, which will go 5, 6, 7 in the order, and it's been a pretty good bottom half of the order, Morgan. 2 for 2 on the day is Colin Feeney in on-base percentage, and Tyler Puglisi, an ever so important 2 RBI knock, which kind of helps suffice the rough day that he's had at the plate so far, but good opportunity right now for the Bombers. They're down 5 runs, still 5 innings to go, so a lot of good opportunity right here, and we'll see if Kutaya can cut into the lead of the Lakers.
Precisely, and I feel like, especially that rally, excuse me, because I forgot the inning that they did at Farrell, but they had a couple of knocks with 2 out, and I think what's important for the Bombers offensively is to get on and get on early.
And get on early, they have done indeed today. All base runners have reached in the bottom of the 4th, haven't gone down in order once, so that's a positive. 4 runs in the game so far, and the junior designated hitter at the dish right now. Kutaya, Fox Lane High School native, one of the more premier programs down in the lower Hudson Valley outside New York City. First baseman, junior from Mount Kisco, New York. We'll await a 2-0 here from Biederman. Over the heart of the plate with a slider there, strike 1.
Nice pitch from Biederman to try to start to climb out of that 2-0 hole.
Biederman gets set to deliver. This one chopped on the ground to second base. McGovern's got it. He'll throw to first. 1 away. Check that, McGowan. So here's Colin Feeney. Got hit by a pitch in the bottom half of the 2nd inning and walked in the bottom of the 3rd. 3rd plate appearance of the day for the junior center fielder. Biederman sets and delivers. This one chopped just foul. Rather not chopped, a hard liner down the 3rd base line.
That was
just
well
missed.
hit. That could have been extra bases for Feeney.
And a couple just misses. I mean, Matt Curtis pieced one up a few innings ago just down the left field line. Had it been just a second later, would have been a few feet fair. But, hey, woulda, coulda, shoulda. The score is what it is right now. As this one misses high and away, 1-1. Biederman kicks and delivers the 1-1. Just off the outer 3rd, 2-1. Biederman, a mix assorting of innings, but mostly in relief this year. The most innings he has pitched in relief, 3 innings of work, and no walks and 4 strikeouts in that victory over Alfred State. As a swing and a miss there by Feeney. Count levels 2-2. It'll be Feeney, Puglisi, then Brady Rodriguez to round out the Bomber order beyond that before the top. 2-2 on the way. This one chopped foul just outside of the Laker dugout and out of play.
I think Feeney's done a really good job of being patient and getting good at bats. He's already gotten on base twice with a hit by pitch and a base on balls.
Yeah, not very long at bats, but still good to get on base twice and working a good count here. See if he can win it against Biederman. 2-2, this one in the dirt, count runs full.
Another good at bat for Feeney. This one's his longest of the game. As you mentioned before, the previous 2 were pretty quick. And it's huge to get on here with still only 1 out.
3-2, 1 out, bottom 5th. 9-4 Lakers. Glad you've joined us here on Bomber Sports. This one misses off the outer 3rd of the plate again, so a good eye by Feeney there, and he'll draw the walk.
3rd time on base for Feeney and 2nd walk.
Yeah, and Feeney, one of the leading walkers, shall I say, in that Bombers department. His 19th walk of the season. Check that, 20th with his 2nd walk of the afternoon. And now it'll be Tyler Puglisi, who had that booming double to the gap in right center his last time up. It was a 2 RBI double, part of a 3-run bottom of the 3rd inning for the Bombers. Runner goes, pitch, a curveball strike, throw to second base, not in time. So a nice stolen base there by Feeney. And the Bombers are in business here with 1 out.
His 11th stolen base of the year, Colin Feeney. Now putting Puglisi in a position for another RBI.
Yeah, and certainly a well-balanced lineup, Morgan. You know, you have power and speed still at the bottom, a very well-rounded Bomber order. Biederman set to deal the 0-1. Wide lead from Feeney there. This one chopped on the ground to first base. Levine's got it, and 2 away as Feeney will advance to third. So here's Riley Brody, walked and had an RBI single in the bottom of the third.
Another RBI chance for Brody, but with 2 out, a sac fly or a sac ground out not in play.
Brody, the junior infielder, having a bit of a lower season than he would have liked, but still a .360 on-base percentage. He'll take a ball low there. 3 extra base hits on the year, 14 RBIs, runner in scoring position, 2 outs. Bottom of the fifth, 9-4 lead for the Lakers. 1-0 for Biederman. This one inside, 2-0. 14 hits, 13 runs, and 3 errors combined from both sides. A whole lot of madness today, Morgan. We've seen hit by pitches, we've seen walks, we've seen pass balls, all that, and we're not even 5 innings through.
Shall I say April madness?
Bit of a dance off third there by Feeney, and the curveball low and in the dirt for ball 3, 3-0. Brody gets on. It'll be Rodriguez and then the top half of the order. Rodriguez flew out to right field in the bottom half of the 4th inning. 3-0 from Biederman. Drops that over the heart of the plate with a slow curveball, strike 1.
Biederman needed to find his spot there. 1 ball away from walking another batter, and he did just that. See what he does in a 3-1.
Big cut and a miss. So another good curveball goes right back to it, 3-2.
Brody was looking to yank that one past the forest green fence.
Biederman set to deal the payoff. Brody chops that up the first base line. Going to be a very tough play. Racing to the bag there with great athleticism. And getting the out there is Biederman. Nice play by the Laker pitcher to retire the side.
He turned on the jets and started the engine. Destination first base.
So no runs on no hits and 1 man left. We've played 5 innings of play. Oswego 9, Ithaca 4 as we head to the 6th here on Bomber Sports. Welcome back to the top half of the 6th inning. Dan Allard in for his 2nd inning of work, and he'll face the heart of the Lakers order. Jelani Haber at the dish, 3 for 3 on the day with 3 singles, and Allard misses outside for a ball there.
Dan Allard, a solid 1st inning. He pitched a scoreless frame. See if he can repeat that again and keep the deficit at 5 for IC.
Scoreless frame indeed for Feeney, and almost retired the side had it not been for a hit by pitch. Pitches a strike there. 2-1. Allard working quickly, and a ground ball right there to third. Gobbled up by Rodriguez. The strong throw across the diamond. In time, 1 away.
Nice play by Rodriguez as he couldn't handle a wicked hop in the hot corner in the 1st inning, but makes a nice play there. Good pick, strong throw, 1 down.
So here's Featherstone. Walked, struck out, and flew out to left field in his first 3 at-bats. Allard delivers, no strike pitch inside, 1-0. As we mentioned earlier, a mixed bag, Morgan, for the Bombers. 3 scoreless innings, but the 2 innings in which they've been snake-bitten by runs, there's a swing and a miss inside, 1-1. They have been bitten 9 runs on the day, 9-4 Oswego, and that's where we stand right now in the top half of the 6th. 1-1, right over the dish there, 1-2.
Now we're looking for a quick inning, and the Bombers looking to hopefully stretch him out for a couple more innings there, Farrell.
Allard's 1-2. This one popped up behind first and second base. Calling for it will be Matt Curtis, and he'll put it away for the second out.
I feel like the defense has improved for Ithaca since those couple errors early on in the game, and even if you don't come back in this ball game, you have to think that this coaching staff for the Bombers, led by David Vellicenti, has to feel pretty decent about their response to a tough first inning.
Yeah, and not only that, as there's a pop fly into shallow right. Curtis racing out. Coming in will be McDonough, but it'll dunk in between the two of them. So it'll be a base hit there for the pinch hitter. Stephen Haglin, the sophomore outfielder from Yorktown Heights, New York. He's yielded a .308 batting average and displays good piece of hitting the opposite side there. So a base runner for the Lakers with 2 outs in the top half of the 6th.
It was just a little dunk into right field, and it was too fast falling from the bat of Haglund, whose average just went up for anybody on the Bombers to get it. I don't think that was necessarily a misplay for Ithaca at all.
Pickoff attempt at first base. Misses. And yeah, you mentioned Dave Valicente, Morgan. Reached his 100th career victory as head coach of the Bombers in the past 5 seasons. As bunt try there. Going to be a tough play at first base, and the play's not made by Laney as that one skips underneath his glove. Advancing to third base there will be Haglin. So both runners will reach, and advancing to second base will be Winchester. So just like that, second and third for the Lakers.
The 4th error for the Bombers, and unfortunately, I think I jinxed them. I said they were playing better defense since the first inning, then they have a throwing error at first base, and now 2 men in scoring position.
Swing and a miss there, 0-1.
But Allard, he needs to make some good pitches and get out of the inning unscathed here.
Levine awaiting an 0-1. Big swing and a miss. Up and in, so opportunity for on the big scoreboard. Allard to get out of this inning unscathed. 0-2 count, 2 outs. Top half of the 6th inning, 5-run advantage for the Lakers. Pitch just off the corner.
Oh,
good
that was
curveball
close.
there, and just missed by a hair. You could see Puglisi stick his glove out for an extra second, and been a few of those close calls today that have gone opposite ways. 1-2, that one strays high and in, and the count goes to 2-2. Two outs, more action in the Bombers bullpen. Allard looking to finish the inning. Pitch on the way. High curveball.
Another close
and
pitch
just like
there,
that,
Farrell.
0-2 to 3-2, we're going to have another payoff. And indeed, it was a close pitch, but a little bit high, and strong plate discipline from Jacob Levine. RBI today, 2 strikeouts besides that. 3-2 on the way. Swing and a miss at a curveball down in the dirt. Throwing over to the first base there will be Puglisi, and the side is retired.
Nice
So good
play.
job by the Bombers, stranding 2 runners on 2 hits and 2 men left. No runs across, 9-4 Oswego as we head to the bottom of the 6th here on Bomber Sports. bottom of the 6th inning here from Freeman Field, Valicene Diamond at Freeman Field, the beautiful confines here on the South Hill. And the third pitcher of the day coming in for the Oswego Lakers, it'll be Matthew Drillings, the freshman, 5'10", 170, out of Chester Academy, downstate in New York. He's had 4 appearances on the season, most notably last Tuesday's midweek game over St. John Fisher, where he pitched very well. No extra base hits, 3 strikeouts across 2 innings. Very good job from him. And after a good, solid outing from Grant Biederman, he'll look to lock down this Bombers offense even more, Morgan.
Exactly. He's trying to keep the lead at 5 here as we get into the heart of the game.
Yeah, this is becoming the home stretch for the Bombers. It'll be Nate Rodriguez, Ethan McDonough, and Louis Fabo. So 9-1-2 in the Bombers' order for this bottom half of the 6th inning. And ever so important that right now you get runs. If you can close it to a 2 or 3 run game within 9 outs, give your bullpen a good chance to set up the right guys that you want and feel like, hey, we're with just a couple base runners away from bringing the tying run to the plate. So an ever so important bottom of the 6th with the top half of the order lurking. And we'll see what Drillings can do against this Bombers offense, or conversely, what the Bomber offense will do against Drillings. So Rodriguez to dig in. Drillings deals. Strike 1, right down Broadway.
Drillings drilled a fastball right to the heart of the plate. Nice pitch and a good tone setter here in the home 6th.
0-1 on the way from Drillings. Big check swing. They confer with the first base umpire. He said no swing, so 1-1.
That was a very close play. Rodriguez just kept the knob of the bat.
Nate Rodriguez,
far enough.
heavy hitting sophomore from Saratoga Springs, New York. The sophomore takes a pitch low and away, 2-1. By strong, we mean 6'1", 235 pounds, but a 150 batting average in limited plate appearances this season, as just missing with a fastball there as Drillings. Count runs to 3-1. Five-run lead for the Lakers, 11 hits, 9-11-0 for Oswego, 4-5-4. The 4 errors. The underlying issue for the Bombers is that one misses low and away, and a base runner in the bottom half of the 6th as Rodriguez reaches on a base on balls.
Drillings with his 5th walk of the season. And good start for the Bombers in their 6th inning. And you got the top of the lineup coming up, Farrell with a man on and nobody out.
Ethan McDonough, strong season for him so far, and 2 for 3 in getting on base on the day so far, and had a fly out to right field in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Solid contact approach. No strike delivery, this one out of the zone, so 5 out of the last 6 pitches have missed for the right-handed pitcher freshman.
Well, ever since I said that first pitch fastball set the tone, he's missed his command.
Drillings kicks home with a 1-0. Big lead at first base there as a pump fake from the catcher Carullo. He was checking on Rodriguez. Down in the dirt, 2-0.
Exactly right, Farrell. He was definitely checking on him because there's been a lot of steals in this game, especially from the Lakers side.
And home plate umpire will call that one himself. Said he went around. Check swing, strike 1, 2-1.
I'd be surprised if Nate Rodriguez tries to run to second. He is yet to attempt a steal this season.
Rodriguez, about a 10 to 12 foot lead dancing off of first base. Drillings, long look in, delivers. Swing and a miss, big cut there, 2-2. Freshman Jack Picozzi warming up in the bullpen, and 2-2 on the way. This one punched to mid-center field, drifting back on it and taking him almost back to the warning track. That ball had some good carry on it. Nonetheless, Hamer puts it away for a very, very long first out. But what I was saying, Morgan, you got Jack Picozzi warming up in the bullpen. Freshman pitcher who's pitched in a lot of innings this year. Maybe you're trying to get him work if you're Dave Valicene and the coaching staff right now, but I think the most ideal situation was not bringing him into this game. We've already had 3 pitchers across 6 innings. The Bombers did not intend for this to be a bullpen game. They had their senior horse, Sean Kelly, on the mound going, one of the aces of this pitching staff, one of the leaders.
He did not get through an inning.
Didn't even get through an inning, got 1 batter out as this ball misses outside. But it'll be interesting to see if the Bombers do go with Picozzi, and if they do go with him, how long. I mean, he's warming up right now.
Right.
He's got a sweatshirt off. Very likely coming into the game in the top half of the 7th inning would be the Bombers' 4th pitcher of the afternoon as Drillings misses again down and in. And I'd assume also the Bombers will start to take some pitches here too. Drilling's consistently missing out of the zone. You want to work counts, get runners on base, and force Oswego to kind of play their game, exactly what the Bombers have been doing. As already you look at the Lakers, and they're on their third pitcher of the afternoon too. Ground ball to third base. Let's see if they can turn two. There's one on to first, and it's a double play. So exactly what the doctor did not order for the Bombers. We're through 6 innings of play. 9-4 Lakers as we head to the 7th on Bomber Sports.
Welcome back to Freeman Field. 9-4 Oswego, and we got a new pitcher, Farrell.
Indeed, it'll be Jack Picozzi coming into the game. He's made 7 appearances on the season, 25 innings pitched for the freshman from Hatfield, Pennsylvania, and a healthy base on balls to strikeout ratio. We'll start with a positive, Morgan. 34 strikeouts through 25 innings, but a 2-1 win-loss record. But his ERA slightly inflated at 5.3, but an opposing batting average of 265, and good opportunity for him to get in work here, as I'm sure head coach Dave Valicente is going to slot him to be one of the starters this weekend against either Rochester, very likely Rochester, considering you have an important 3-game set with them and or Clarkson. So good opportunity for him to get work.
First pitch is inside to the pinch hitter, Felix de Asa de la Cruz, senior outfielder from Utica, New York.
De Asa de la Cruz has got decent power numbers, 333 slugging percentage, 238 batting average on the year. Still without a homer, but only started in 3 games.
Picozzi looking to fire his first strike. Cannot. Misses that pitch. And it's 3 balls and no strikes. Picozzi looking into home, delivers the 3-0, and that is going to be ball 4. So De Asa de la Cruz pinch hits. It doesn't get the bat off his shoulder. A 4-pitch walk and an inauspicious start for Picozzi and the Bombers in the 7th.
Head coach Dave Valicente coming out to have a conversation at the mound right now, and as a fellow pitcher myself, I kind of know what these conversations are about. You're down 5 runs in a game. The message is simple. Putting it nicely, throw strikes. And that's what the Bombers need right now.
In a broadcast-friendly.
In a broadcast-friendly way, throw strikes. But that's what the Bombers need, frankly, right now. And not a knock on Picozzi right there. And he was close around the strike zone right there. And maybe they're having other conversations, too. As we said, the Bombers not so disciplined at holding runners on base right now. You have a threat to steal in Felix de Asa de la Cruz. So important that you just keep an eye on him and, again, limit the damage. The message of the Bombers all day. When you're playing catch-up, you have to limit the damages. Now we're going to get another pinch hitter up to the dish for Oswego. And it looks like it's going to be Greg. No, check that. Not another pinch hitter, so Greg Carullo. So is Deasa De La Cruz filling in for McLaughlin. He'll take over in left field, but Carullo the catcher now at the dish.
And Jack Boccozzi, even though he's coming in and he has the most walks of any Ithaca pitcher, as the check at first is late, as Deasa De La Cruz gets back in. Greg Carullo, the Laker batter. And the pitch. Strike one. First strike of the game for Boccozzi on his 5th pitch. 9-4 Lakers in the road 7th. Boccozzi stares in, delivers. And that one is wide of the strike zone, evens up the count, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Bit of a wide lead off of first base from Deasa De La Cruz. We'll see if he'll go. Another throw over to third, and Laney has a little trouble handling it.
Well, I think the throw was a little low from Boccozzi, so Laney kept it from going into foul territory. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Boccozzi to Carullo, and the pitch is grounded softly to Rodriguez. Actually, I'm going to say it was foul.
Yeah, clearly chopped off the left foot of Carullo, so count will remain. And
he has to take a walk around the...
Yeah, hobbling and limping a little bit, but...
Yeah, he's in some
looks to be staying in the game.
So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on the foul ball nicked off the foot of Greg Carullo. Senior catcher at 5'10", New York native. And the 1-2 from Boccozzi will not be made at first. The play is the pickoff attempt. And Deasa De La Cruz gets back in. Now the 1-2's made, and
Boccozzi nails him.
Oh, wow, yes.
Got Carullo in the hand, it looked like. So the 4th hit batsman of the game for the Bombers.
So Carullo had he gets on base. He does something productive for his team, but he's gotten hit twice by balls. One falls off his foot, and then he got plunked in the side.
Yeah, and second straight at bat with a hit by pitch. So they say catchers get beat up, but he's getting extra beat up at the dish today, both catching and hitting, figuratively and literally. So bit of a rough day for Carullo, and a rough day for this Bombers pitching staff. Already on their 4th pitcher. They have a 5th right now warming up in the bullpen. I mean, just the struggles continue. And even look, this weekend they face the bottom feeder.
That ball gets away from Pugliese, and Deasa De La Cruz will go all the way to third. So another ball got away from Pugliese.
And I thought that one was fouled off, Morgan. It looked like a bit of an indecisive judgment from the umpire, but I guess nonetheless they ruled it a ball. So a runner advances, and it's been unfortunate. The Bombers pitching staff recently, it's just been a flip of the coin what you're going to get. Going into last Tuesday's game, the 4 games before that, in which they stifled RIT and played really well down in that stretch. You look at game against St. John Fisher, they won 4-3, RIT 3-1, and then 5-3 and 3-2 win and loss in the doubleheader. The pitching staff was the theme of what was getting these victories for the Bombers, as a strike there by Boccozzi. But now lately the tides have been turned. You face a bottom feeder barred Raptors team who hasn't won a conference game and still allowed them to score 5 runs in each game on Sunday. You won 13-5, so you'll take a positive, but the pitching staff has to figure this out before the playoffs.
Bunt attempt. Rodriguez will let it roll quite a bit. There is absolutely no chance to throw the runner out at first as Deasa De La Cruz comes in to score, and it's double-digit runs.
And that's another one of those plays that we said just cannot happen, especially in a situation like this. It just adds on to the lead. And right there, just like we saw earlier in the game where Laney and Blackwood were staring at one another and that little dribbler nubbed up the first baseline, right there someone's got to take charge. Either Boccozzi has to say, hey, I got it, and try and make a throw and get the guy out, or eat it. But the worst thing that will stand out to a coach is guys looking at one another right there. You just can't afford that. They just let that teardrop just kind of lay in the ground.
Another butt attempt. Wow, some small ball, and this time because he gets off the mound to field it, but no chance at first base. As Vandreesen following McGowan with a bunt. Look at that. And now Jelani Hamer, the center fielder, will follow.
And Hamer's 3 for 4 in the afternoon.
Looking for his fourth hit, and if he gets it, that could be a backbreaker for the Ithaca Bombers.
4 straight guys to reach in the top half of the 7th inning, and they're going to have to bring the corners in, cut off any run possible at the plate, or get the double play in the middle infield.
The sacks are juiced with nobody out. Picosi stares in, and the pitch. That one gets away from Puglisi. He lets another ball go by, and a run will score. Puglisi has been very spotty defensively, to put it mildly, today. And the 11th run will score for the Lakers. And we'll have another conference on the mound
And it looks like that's going to be doing it for Jack Picosi, and it will. Did not even get an out on the day, so rough stuff from him, and Bombers will go to their bullpen. We'll be right back on Bomber Sports.
back here on Bomber Sports, 11-4 Oswego, and the Bombers will send a new pitcher to the mound.
Yeah, and it'll be Connor Burns, the sophomore pitcher from Bethpage, New York, who's yielded a healthy walk-to-strikeout ratio. And forget the walks. We'll just need any outs in any form we can get them right now. The infield is fully played up with the bags juiced, nobody out.
First pitch of Burns' outing is a strike.
So 1-1 count. Hamer inherits that 1-0 count when Picosi was relieved by Coach Valicente.
Yeah, Picosi with a tough
Didn't even
outing.
record an out.
Allowed a pair of runs. And the 1-1. Hamer swings and misses on the slider. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And that's a sword right there. That's a beautiful pitch from Connor Burns. That was a diving slider out of the zone. Perfect bait pitch on 1-1. You know, big hitters count, bases loaded. Perfect execution there by the sophomore reliever for the Bombers.
Second and third with nobody out. And the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Struck him out. Big first out as Hamer fans, and it'll now be the right fielder, Tyshawn Featherstone.
0 for 3 on the day. Reach base once.
Big RBI opportunity for Featherstone with 2 men in position to come across. Second and third occupied in an 11-4 game. The 7-run first set the tone for Oswego as Burns fires in a strike. He's gotten off to a good start.
And you see more guys in the Bomber bullpen getting a little bit loose. You know, at this point, it's been a long game. You've played over 2 hours. You're still in the top of the 7th inning. Just keep arms loose for the weekend and hope you can just get a lot of outs here. As
That's
been a good
back.
start for Burns. That one fouled back to the screen, 0-2.
Well, what I've seen from Burns is that he gets into pitcher counts. He gets strikes and he pumps them early. Let's see if he can strike out his second straight batter with Featherstone at the dish.
Yeah, it seems Burns certainly not messing around early.
There it is, struck him out. So back-to-back swinging strikeouts by Connor Burns, and in position to strand 2 runners if he can get an out here.
And you know how I said earlier, Morgan, that there are no moral victories when you're behind? Well, this is a moral victory. You have the bags juiced, or were juiced, but 11 for 2 runners in scoring position. You get 2 strikeouts, and you trust your slider enough, and you trust your catcher in Pugliese that he holds that on. They did both times. Great work by the battery there and 2 quick outs. And a check swing strike there called on Haglund, excuse me.
Haglund, second at bat, pinch hitting for C.J. McCarthy. Trying to drive in more runs for Oswego. There's strike 2. Burns is pumping in strikes, and he's getting his dugout pumped up. And that's come on, Burns, let's go.
And that's a devastating combo, Morgan. He throws a sweeping slider in the dirt and then just a fastball inside. Perfect mixing and matching.
Little low, 1 and 2.
Good velocity from Burns, too. You can see him kind of clench his fist there and say, you know, shoot, he wanted that fastball.
Just a tad low there.
Just a tad low, but it's thrown very well to begin.
Burns looking to strike out 3 straight batters and strand 2 Lakers in the set. And the 1-2 pitch. That ball is lined to shortstop, throw across from Brody Delaney, and a nice outing for Burns. He gets 3 straight. Lakers strand 2, but they scored 2 in the top of the 7th. We will be right back on Bomber Sports. Welcome back here on Bomber Sports to the bottom of the 7th inning. Drilling still out there for Oswego State. An 11-4 ball game, a non-conference matchup. Ithaca came in looking for their 20th win as it looks ever more unlikely as every inning goes by. Oswego looking to improve to 14-9 on the season if they can hold on to this 7-run advantage.
And they'll remain with Matthew Drilling, 2nd inning of work. He had a productive bottom half of the 6th inning as he was able to induce a 5-4-3 double play to conclude it. Got a fly out to center from Ethan McDonough. Now face the teeth of the Bomber order. Matt Curtis, Camden Laney, and Nicholas Gutaya with the Bombers down 7.
Curtis to lead off. And sky high and way out of play. 1 strike on him. Flown into foul territory and giving chase is Levine, but he'll watch it fly away from him and into the spectator area.
And what impressed me most about that bottom half of the 6th inning by Drillings was that he was so curveball reliant but continued to throw it and then induced the contact that he wanted. He got a fly out and then got a double play, and he's thrown the first 2 pitches of this at bat, so really reliant, and then gets the fastball there. That's just perfect mixing and matching like we saw with Connor Burns in the top half of the inning.
3 pitches. Matthew disposes of Matt. 1 down in the Bomber 7th inning. Now here's Camden Laney, the first baseman, with 1 man out and nobody on. First pitch is missed by Drillings for ball 1. Fastball evens up the count 1-1. High ball 2.
And although Laney has, gotten out twice today, he's shown good plate discipline. He's improved. In his last at bat, we saw right there where he popped up to the first baseman. He worked a full count, worked 6-7 pitch at bat, and ahead 2-1 right now. It'd be nice to see him get a first knock.
Tuck swing foul into the dugout. 2-2.
This is only Laney's 47th at bat of the young season, or of his fouled off.
Oswego set the tone with a 7-run first. Also scored in the 4th and then scored in the top of the 7th. Ithaca scored in the 2nd and 3rd, but scoreless in the last 3 innings. Another 2-2 pitch upcoming from Drillings. That ball is grounded past Levine and into right field for a base hit, and now trying to stretch it to 2 bases is Laney. He will slide in, feed first with a double.
And originally, as Laney was rounding first base, I said, nah, maybe with his speed, he's really ambitious going for 2. And a strong throw made there by the right fielder, but not Featherstone. But nonetheless, it was cut off, and a good piece of hitting there by Laney, and that's exactly what you want to see. Freshman getting work, getting time out there. As now we're going to get a bit of a mound visit in. Making a call to the bullpen as warming up out there for the Lakers right now is Aiden Kerr, the freshman pitcher. We'll see if he comes into the game. Haven't seen a sign made yet, but good piece of hitting there by Laney, and drills that right past the first baseman. So a pinch hitter's coming into the game for the Bombers right now in place of Nicholas Kutaya. It'll be backup catcher, the sophomore Ethan Dadabo.
Ethan Dadabo coming on with Laney at second base as we've got a mound conference for the Lakers.
Looks like they're keeping with Drillings in the game. I mean, that's the first hit of the day yielded across 4 outs by the freshman right-hander. So a little freshman against sophomore matchup here, late inning. 7-run advantage for the Lakers.
Dadabo climbs in, pinch hitting. First pitch low for ball number 1. Ethan Dadabo, left-handed batter from Montclair, New Jersey. In the 1-0. That one's inside to make it 2 balls, no strikes. Drillings makes it 3-0.
Good plate discipline by Dadabo, a .229 batting average on the season across 48 plate appearances. A .406 on-base percentage to go along with that, and he's kept the strikeouts relatively limited, only 12 on the season, and has a good knack, good eye. Drillings hasn't missed by much as throws a strike finally there, but 3-1 count. An opportunity for the Bombers to get 2 runners on.
3 balls and 1 strike. Drillings home. Hacked on and missed by Didavo to fill up the count.
That was a big cut. Not sure if that was an off-speed pitch or not, but that was right down the heart of the plate, and just a big whiff and a miss there by Didavo. He might have been looking for something different. Nonetheless, we got another full count.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Didavo strikes out after starting the count in his favor. 3 balls and no strikes.
And this is exactly what good pitchers do, Morgan, as we've seen from Drillings. What has impressed me most is he had a walk early in the bottom half of that 6th inning, and then, boom, right after that, got a flyout and a strikeout, or excuse me, a double play within 3 or 4 pitches, and right there, down 3-0 and comes back to strike a guy out as he faces Feeney now.
Feeney fouls one off to the back of him, to the screen, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Feeney's 4th plate appearance of the day. He's reached base all 3 times, 2 walks and a hit by a pitch.
Drillings checks Laney at second. Throws high to Feeney to even up the count. 11 for Oswego. They have led since the beginning. A 7-run first has really set the tone for this ball game, and Ithaca's tried to climb back, but really hasn't gotten a ton of momentum as that slow to Feeney to make it 2-1, a hitter advantage for number 5. Bottom of the 7th, Laney on at second. Feeney awaiting the 2-1. Drillings deals, and that one's high. Into the mid of Carullo, and it's 3-1. Feeney looking to go 4 for 4 in plate appearances, getting on base.
A little bit of action down in the Laker bullpen. I would anticipate they're going to call on Richie Paul next, the senior pitcher. He's pitched very, very well across 7 innings this year, 2.45 ERA. He's waiting in the wings as that one's fouled off by Feeney.
Count is full as we have 2 down and a man on at second in the Bombers' 7th inning. Drillings has to do another 3-2 as that one's fouled off by Feeney back to the screen. Bombers looking for their first run or runs since the 3rd, where they scored 3 and tightened it to a
then 7-4
game. Yes. As Feeney flies one in the air to center. Hamer closing, and he's got it for the 3rd out. For the 4th straight inning, the Bombers cannot score. We will go to the 8th inning in an 11-4 ball game. Umbrella by Rihanna takes us to the 8th inning here on Bomber Sports in a 7-run game, and Ithaca will call on a new hurler.
We don't need any umbrellas today.
We
it's
do
a perfectly
not.
sunny
Perfect day
here on the South Hill. It's the exact opposite, and luckily we haven't had many of those days recently. It's been a beautiful week or so since we've been back from our spring hiatus, and not a beautiful day for the Bombers in their game, but right now we'll see if Connor Burns going in the second inning of work can continue to get some more good outs.
First pitch pumped in a strike.
Burns almost struck out the side in the top half of that second inning, and deuced a ground ball to shortstop to end the inning.
Swung on and missed by Danny Winchester, the shortstop, and it's 0-2. 2 strikeouts for Burns in the 7th inning. Connor stares in and delivers. That ball is dribbled to shortstop. Winchester up and over.
I think you meant to say Brody with the way
Oh,
that
excuse
plays
me.
have been made today.
Excuse
No
me.
worries, Morgan.
Oh.
But I mean, Danny Winchester's made a multitude
I
of solid plays at shortstop too, but so has Riley Brody. If there's been 2 positives on both sides, it's been the defense in the middle infield by both Brody and Winchester. They've made some nice plays today, and good charging play there by the Bomber shortstop, one away.
Excuse me, Riley Brody. Pardon me, I still had my mind on Oswego. 1 down for Burns. And he delivers a first pitch called strike 1. And the 0-1 is softly hit to the third baseman, but that's going to be foul. It went off
Must have
of
been
the batter.
foul in the box.
Yes.
And Levine looking to
We've had a couple of those today.
try and avoid the golden sombrero. He's already got no 2 count, 3 strikeouts on the day. He'd punch his ticket there with a 4th right now.
Jacob Levine getting back into the box. Burns is ready, and so are we. The 0-2. Ticket punched.
A 4 strikeout day for the heavy-hitting first baseman, Oswego, and 3 strikeouts already through an inning plus for Connor Burns.
It's Deasa de la Cruz batting with 2 down. Pumped in there. Burns gets ahead of the count early, 0-1.
Deasa de la Cruz, only 21 at-bats on the season, 238 batting average, no homers, 4 RBIs, and 5 hits.
Top of the 8th, an 11-run output for the Oswego State Lakers, as that's inside for ball 1. 4 runs for Ithaca.
Connor Burns has had that wipeout slider fastball combination that has just worked so well to his advantage to begin. We saw that slider there as that one's
lined past the shortstop Brody into left center for a base knock, and Deasa de la Cruz reaches base.
What I was saying, Morgan, though, is that slider fastball combination has been so deceptive and so great today for the Bomber reliever Burns, and look to see if he can get out of the inning now. And he's going to go up and face Greg Carullo, who's had a pretty good day. Reached base all 4 times, an RBI in the first inning, a double in the third, and 2 hit batsmen since. So he's the guy we mentioned. He's gotten a little bit bruised up today, but nonetheless looking to make good of it here with 2 outs.
1 on, 2 down. Carullo takes first pitch strike from Connor Burns. A very nice April afternoon here on a Tuesday on the South Hill. Not so nice for the Bombers. They've trailed since the top of the first, as it's inside from Burns for ball 1. Big hack and a miss from Greg Carullo. And Burns looking to fan Greg Carullo to end the Laker 8th. just got a piece of it.
And you can see based on Carullo's swing right there, it's that kind of, am I getting a curveball? Do I have to sit and wait back on it? Oh wait, no, I'm getting a fastball. Let me just punch it. And good plate discipline, but nonetheless, Connor Burns just mixing and matching very well here.
Can he end the inning here? Fly ball, left field. Fabo makes the catch to retire the side. One man left. Nobody scores for Oswego. Here on Bomber Sports, it remains 11-4. The wind is whipping a little faster as we get past 2.5 hours of this game here on Bomber Sports. Morgan Spriggs along with Farrell Hudson. An 11-4 Oswego State lead, scored seven runs in the first inning and has never looked back. They led the entire way. We got a new pitcher for the Lakers, Farrell.
It'll be Aiden Kerr, the freshman from Syracuse, New York, West Hill High School native. He pitched most recently in that victory over St. John Fisher last week. One inning pitched, and he fared very well. Only a hit, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. We'll look to see if he can shut down the Bomber offense here. It'll be the bottom of the order. It'll be Puglisi, Barati, and Rodriguez. Go up, ground out, and a base on balls for those 3 in successive order. So 7, 8, 9 for the Bombers up against Kerr.
Kerr is ready, and away we go, bottom of the 8th with pitch high. A little colder than it was 2.5 hours ago, but still pretty pleasant. 6:30, bottom of the 8th, as that's inside from Kerr. 2 balls, no strikes.
Looks like the Bombers bullpen getting a little warm. Danny Drodos, the freshman pitcher, looks like maybe getting loose to come into this game. Would imagine after Connor Burns pitching very well for 2 innings, he'd like to save him for probably multiple relief appearances this weekend, as he's got a 3-0 count now. But great job overall by Burns if that's his finish. 3 strikeouts through 2 innings.
A 4-pitch walk is not granted, as it's just a little bit of the zone. That pitch from Kerr to make it 3-1. Carullo dropped a strike 2 pitch, the 3-1 pitch, excuse me, but even though Carullo dropped it, the home plate umpire still called it strike 2, and the count has run full. Kerr looking to climb back from a 3-0 count and get the out, but no, cannot do it there. Tyler Puglisi with a walk. Now it's Riley Barati, the shortstop. One man on. Ithaca trailing by 7. They have 6 outs to work with, and that's a pitch high on the first pitch of the at-bat from Kerr, ball number 1.
We've seen Brody some decent at-bats today. Worked a multiple pitch walk with a 3-2 count in the bottom half of the second inning, then had an RBI single in the bottom of the third, and then grounded right back to the mound in the bottom half of the fifth. So overall, solid 1-for-2 day for him, and 2-for-3 on base percentage for the Bomber shortstop.
The infielder from Rome, make it Rome, New York. Ready at the 2-0 pitch, and that's a call to strike from the arm of Aiden Kerr. More on Brody, he's an infielder, a junior on bats left, standing at 5'10". Strike 2 called to even up the count. Nice fastball there from Kerr. Now looking for that put-out pitch. Couldn't find it in the last at-bat against Pugliese.
The Bombers will conclude this long homestand, or maybe not so much homestand. They played both games against Bard last Sunday at Maine Enwell High School, about 30 miles down the road, but they'll conclude whatever you call this on Friday afternoon at home against Rochester before traveling to play the Yellow Jackets on the road in a doubleheader Saturday afternoon. And then check that they will be back home here at Valicente Diamond at Freeman Field on Sunday.
That's line into right field. Featherstone will chase after it into the gap and collect it at the warning track. Going from third to home is Pugliese. He will score on the double from Brody.
That's a great job by Brody. He collects his second RBI of the day. And nice to see a little life with nobody out still for the Bombers, as they got a base runner in scoring position. It's a 6-run game.
Here's Nate Rodriguez. He's got a fabulous walk-up song, Farrell. I don't know if you can hear it, but
yeah,
very lively,
certainly
awesome.
It's one of those songs where it's like, I forget the name each time, but very, very good consistently. And you hear it through stadiums.
It's awesome.
Throughout professional sports, and yeah, definitely very upbeat, and maybe what the Bombers need to get a little bit of a charge into them right now. Down 6 runs, need to get some hits back, and now we're going to have a little bit of a mound visit, so put pressure any way you possibly can to give yourself an advantage on this Lakers squad.
Carrillo will meet with Aiden Kerr. Kerr, a freshman, stands at 5'11". Has normally found his command. In the 3 batters he's faced so far, his first pitch has been a ball every time. And also for the first 2 batters against Pugliese and then Brody, the second pitch was a ball. So see if you can even up the count of the second pitch to Nate Rodriguez, the corner infielder. High, and another 2-0 count. The 2-0. Strike number 1 into the mid of Carrillo.
Yeah. And that clipped the bottom part of the zone. Even fooled our scoreboard operator.
They said it was 3-0.
And they still have it at 3-0, but nonetheless called the strike 2-1.
They work hard. They've done a great job all game.
Now it's 3-1.
Kerr gets back on the mound in his stance, crouching and looking in to home, looking to avoid a second walk. It's 3-2 now with the fasty.
2 or 3 guys still getting loose in that Oswego Lakers bullpen right now, so
3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 on, nobody out the pitch. That one's lined into left field, down the line, a base hit. Brody rounding third, here he comes. On an RBI single from Nate Rodriguez. 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, 2 runs indeed, Morgan, and 3 straight hits right there. A booming single down the line by Nate Rodriguez. I mean, that was hit so hard he didn't even have an opportunity to stretch that into the double, but this is what you want to see. And, hey, right now you got the top of the order. Ethan McDonough up. You got a runner on base. You're down 5 runs.
You're saying there's a chance?
Who says no?
Not me. Top of the order with Ethan McDonough. Rodriguez on, and for the fourth straight batter, Aiden Kerr on a first pitch ball.
And don't let the Bombers' defensive struggles overshadow how well they've done offensively today. I mean, they're facing a pretty good Oswego pitching staff, and they've been able to manufacture some great rallies like we're seeing right now with no outs. We saw a good three-run rally, in the bottom of the third, and now we already haven't seen the last of this damage, I don't think, in the bottom of this inning. We've already seen 2 runs on 2 hits, and a batsman is now coming out of the game, Aiden Kerr, and be interested to see who the pitcher is, but we'll find out shortly after the break here on Bomber Sports.
And we're back. Bomber Sports at Freeman Field, and the pitching changes continue. And Richie Paul coming in for Oswego State.
Yeah, Richie Paul, the 5th pitcher of the day, the senior from Camden, New York, standing at a tall, lanky 6'4", 215, 7.1 innings on the year. He's only yielded 3 hits and 7 strikeouts, so very, very solid start for him. And we'll see what he can do with this Bombers offense that has been off to a good start in the bottom of the 8th, Morgan.
Exactly. Nobody out. Rodriguez on at first. Inheriting a 1-0 count, Paul throws first pitch high to Ethan McDonough. And the 2 out. Bunt attempt pulled back, called strike.
And that bunt attempt was more just a decoy than anything. Don't think you're going to be bunting down 5 runs still, but see where McDonough goes with this.
It's outside. Nice play by Carrillo to keep it in front of him. Made a nice slide there in the box. 3 balls, 1 strike. Rodriguez the lead at first. And the pitch is popped high in the air on the infield. Who's going to get it? Oh, it's dropped! It's dropped by Van Driesen, but he's going to get the out. He's going to get the out at second base. I don't know if they called an infield fly rule there, Farrell.
Looks like they did not. They did not, because you can't call an infield fly rule unless there's first and second or more. But
right.
That's runner
right.
on first
but
base,
they get Rodriguez
they get the lead runner
at
at second, so it makes no difference. But
it functions basically as if you just cut the pop-up anyway. But
right.
Van Driesen with a little mistake, but it doesn't hurt him. 1 down. McDonough replaces Rodriguez at first, and there's a call for a strike from the arm of Richie Paul. Eleven to 6. In the air, left center field. Carrying back is Hamer, and he secures it for the 2nd out of the bottom of the 8th.
Fabo displaying a little bit of power there, just gets a bit under it, still drives it out to that deep gap in left center field, and good to see a little bit of contact from the Bombers, but unfortunately looks like it's shaping up to be too little too late on their end, 2 away.
Here's Matt Curtis. 2 down, 2 runs have scored in the 8th for Ithaca. Strike 1, pumped in by Paul. Paul with the check on the runner at first, McDonough, and the 0-1 home is called strike 2.
Not messing around, not wasting any time by Richie Paul. He's just pumping the strike zone early and forcing the Bombers to adjust to his zone and looking to get out one of the hottest hitters for the Bombers in Curtis.
That ball's lined off of Paul, and it's taken at second by McGowan for the 3rd out. We are through 8 innings, 11-6.
Welcome back to Freeman Field for the top half of the 9th inning. 11-6 Lakers, and it'll be the 6th pitcher of the day for the Ithaca Bombers. They'll call on Trevor Green, the freshman, 6'4", 210 from Dorset, Vermont. 3 innings pitched on the season, yielded a 6 ERA and 2 strikeouts on the year, but a collective opponent's batting average of 200 against him. He's been snake bitten by walks. He says, well, let me do the otherwise, and deals a strike to deliver, or to begin the count. Green sets, and the 0-1. Down for ball 1. It'll be top of the order for the Lakers. It'll be McGowan, Driesen, and Hamer in the top of the 9th. 1-1. This one inside, 2-1. Big cut and a miss there. The count goes to 2-2. It'll be Dylan Rosenberg pinch hitting right now, the senior infielder from Roslyn, New York. He's only appeared in a select amount of games this year, about 8 or 9. 2-2 pitch just misses the inside corner, and the count runs full.
Bombers want to keep it just where it is and at least keep the game somewhat possible, only down 5 rounds.
Payoff pitch on the way to Rosenberg. This one popped up foul and out of play. Green waits. Big lefty. Kicks and delivers a 3-2. This one lined on the ground. Shortstop. Brody, a nice backhanded hop. The long throw over in time.
Nice
That's a
play.
beauty by Riley Brody. One away.
Riley Brody showing the athleticism. Backhanding it. Smooth. Criminal. To first. To rob the base runner at first.
Always the defensive plays that the pitchers appreciate like that. As here's Blake Van Driesen up at the dish. Reached base twice this afternoon. Pitch on the way. Shows bunt, strike one. Here's the 0-1. This one's hitting the air fairly deep to left field, but settling back under it will be Fabo. He'll put it away for the second out. For Oswego, after this one today, what looks to be their second win over the Bombers this season. Very rare 2 games against a non-conference opponent. Again, they played that game in Lexington, South Carolina back on March 14th. Were victorious 14-8. So far ahead in this one, 11-6. After this one, they'll come home to return against SUNYAC opponent Cortland for a 3-game homestand on Friday, and then concluding with a doubleheader on Saturday prior to their trip to face SUNYAC foe Plattsburgh midweek next week. For the Bombers, they'll stay right here at Freeman Field for a Friday afternoon 4 p.m. matchup. And there's a line drive and a nice play by Riley Brody. So he makes 2 of them, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, and none left. We've played 8.5 innings of play, and it's 11-6 Lakers as we head to the bottom of the 9th here on Bomber Sports.
We've come to the bottom of the 9th in an 11-6 game. And another pitching change in a game full of them.
Yeah, the 5th one for the Lakers, Morgan, and they'll bring in the senior reliever Sean Dertinger out of Nanuet, New York. A 4 ERA on the year, 18 innings pitched. The hits are a little bit high. Base on balls to strikeout ratio, very nice though, 5-16. An opponent batting average of 283, so he'll look to lock up what will be likely the 14th Laker victory of the season. Bombers with a loss would drop to 19-8.
Yeah, the Bombers need 5 runs.
Bit of a tall task late here, but what a crazy day, Morgan. 17 runs split between the two teams, 22 hits apiece and 4 errors, and a little bit of everything. Pass balls, walks, wild pitches, stolen bases. I mean, I like to say Division III baseball has a little bit of everything.
Oh, you bet. You bet. 3 more outs to go. For us, we got to wrap up this game. And since the top of the first inning, the Bombers have outscored the Lakers 6-4, but Sean Kelly and the defense really is going to be the IC undoing if they can't muster a massive comeback. Here's Camden Laney.
Hit a sharp double down the right field line, his last at bat in the bottom of the 7th.
He takes the strike, and we're underway in the home 9th inning. That ball is grounded along first. Levine will step on the bag, 1 away. There's Ethan Didabo coming on with 1 down and nobody on in a 5-run game. First pitch from Dertinger is high for the first ball. A very nice day for a ball game, weather-wise, but game-wise not so for the Bombers. There's another play for Levine, but this one will skip off of his glove, but still the throw to first is in time.
Not in time.
Not in time, excuse me, not in time. Dertinger covering, pardon me.
Yeah,
I thought the umpire was making
that
the
was a
sign.
bit of a tricky bounce there on
Yes.
Levine. He was trying to backhand that with his glove, but ends up coming right onto his right hand, and then right there just can't snag the bare hand grab. Very tough to make a play like that all at once. Catches you by surprise, and a base runner for the Bombers here with 1 out.
First
Dabo
error
reaching.
for Oswego. 5 total in the game. Didabo is on. Number
Feeney
5, Colin Feeney.
had a very good batting average this year, the junior from Ridgewood, New Jersey.
1 on, 1 out, 1 ball, no strikes. In the set is Dertinger, and the pitch home. Big hack and a miss from Feeney evens up the count. So we've got 1 on the 1 error, 1 out, 1 ball, and 1 strike. A lot of ones there. Dertinger will check on at first. And the pitch home. Feeney takes it low. Carullo will fake back to first. The throw as diving back in is Didabo. Outfielders medium depth. Middle infielders a little back on the dirt. And the 2-1 from Dertinger.
That was fouled off the mask of Carullo.
Yes.
Kind of caught him by surprise.
If it was a swing and a miss or a foul ball, doesn't matter. It's strike 2. So the count is even. Score is not. 11-6. Oswego State on top of the Bombers of Ithaca. Looking for a 2-game non-conference sweep. Farrell mentioned they played them a month ago. Back in his stance is Sean Dertinger, the 5'11 senior, looking into Feeney. It is 2-2. A little high, fills up the count.
And a good take, and Feeney would get the benefit of the doubt on that call because he has such a great eye and a bit of shorter in stature. So one of those guys where they have to come to him, and the strike zone's tailored to his advantage and works a full count.
3-2 coming. Nicked off the bat, foul to the screen. Still 3-2. A long ball game, nearly 3 hours long. It's been entertaining. And a fun one to call. Another 3-2 coming as Dertinger looks into home, looks to first, back to the plate. Feeney awaiting the 3-2. Swung on and missed. The fake throw to second by Carullo as getting there is Didabo on the steal and the swing and miss. Taylor Puglisi last hope for Ithaca to extend the game.
He's had himself a very solid day. Besides that grounding into the double play in the bottom of the second inning, which, if you remember, was a bit of a rally killer with the bases loaded for the Bombers, Morgan. Besides that, a 2 RBI double, grounded to first, but a walk, so reached base twice, 1 for 3 afternoon.
First pitch, mile high, pop up, nearly caught by Farrell.
See, we're broadcasting from, there's a bit of a fence right before us, a bit of a guard railing, and I didn't want to reach over a little too far. Didn't want to test the waters there, Morgan, but
Deal one's high.
a little close. Thought we were getting a souvenir back here.
Almost. It's 1-1. 11-6 Oswego, 2 down. Dertinger looking to wrap this game up and put the 14th win in the victory column for the Lakers. Strike 2 and IC's down to their final strike. tough game for the Bombers. Defensively, they gave up 7 runs and couldn't recover from that rough first inning. 1-2. Derringer looking to put away the game right here. On the 2-2 pitch, can he do it? No. Count is full. On the fastball, high.
I think both coaches are ready for this one to be over, Morgan. I mean, 11 pitchers combined use. No one going more than 3 innings alone. That was Jay Sharma, Oswego starter. But, yeah, just a long, taxing, tiring day. 3-hour-plus game.
Throw down to third, and safe is Didavo on the ball 4 to Tyler Pugliese, who's had a good day offensively, and now Riley Brody will climb in to the batter's box. 2 on, 2 down.
Brody had an RBI single last inning. Check that, RBI double. RBI single earlier in the game, so infield hit in the bottom of the third along with a double last inning. Look to extend this Bombers rally, and hey, wouldn't you know, he notches another double here. Morgan, I got a little too wishful with the thinking. I thought the tying run would be up to the plate. It would be an 11-8 game with a runner on second, but nonetheless, see what the Bombers can maybe do with this rally.
The out counter is not to their advantage. 1 out away from the game being finished. We've officially reached 3 hours. Very exciting game. And pinch runner? Yes, it's Colin Dunn, the pinch runner. Dunn has stolen 2 bases this season. Here's Dertinger. First pitch. Strike 1 to Brody. Good day at the plate for Riley. And he's made a couple nice plays at short. 0-1 from Dertinger. In the dirt. Blocked by Carullo to prevent a run from scoring. 5-run game. Dertinger the check at first. And the 1-1 home. That's nicked off the bat of Brody to the screen. And again, the Bombers are down to their final strike. Dertinger checking his glove. Now in the set. Leans into home. Facing Riley Brody. And the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called, and that's the ball game. The final score, Oswego State 11 and the Bombers 6. 14 hits for Oswego, 8 for the Bombers, 1 error for the Lakers, and 4 for the Bombers. What's your final takeaway from this game, Farrell?
Bit of a rough day. You're facing a SUNY